Hello everybody and welcome back to another day of Gloomhaven. Today we'll be beginning by tackling scenario 38. Just make sure that everything is properly set up. On the streaming end. Alright, all those things paused. Great. Chat up. Alright, let's get into it. I just have a tiny bit of time set up. Sorry, I'm a tiny bit late. I had to just deal with a few last minute things around the house. Alright. Begin setting up the scenario. So we're finally trying scenario 38. We can only put it off for so long. I'd rather do it the first scenario of the day when I'm more fresh and a bit more willing to face failure than the second scenario of the day. So here we go. I'll repeat this again later, but basically our biggest goal in this scenario is actually not going to be to beat it, it's going to be get the chest. Good day, Isio. But yeah, because the chest is so, so normally our order of priorities for doing scenarios is beating it and then grabbing chests, but here it's actually going to be grabbing the chest and then beating it, because I never want to have to do this scenario again if I can avoid it. But I'm always going to get the chest here. I'm never leaving the item which is in this chest. I have to have it. So we're never beating the scenario and not grabbing the chest. So that's why our first priority is actually the chest, and our second priority is beating the scenario. There is a fair argument, I suppose, that can be made, and it's kind of funny, I guess it's a psychological thing, but basically, so we've got all three Inox and Stone Golems. If I have to come back and replay the scenario, it's probably easier to replay the scenario just to get the chest than it is to replay the scenario to beat it. But for some reason, replaying a scenario to beat it feels fine, whereas replaying a scenario just for a chest just feels ugh. Which is the reason why we've still never replayed scenario 3, despite it having a chest, which would be good on a number of characters. Not so much this party, but yeah. Just having a sip of coffee. All right. Let's set all these things up. So for those that don't know, this is, like I said, in a two-player party, I would consider this to be by far the most difficult scenario in the game. Here we're in a three-player party, so I would say it's still, it depends on the party, obviously. There are some parties, like this is an escort quest, and the biggest problem is the amount the escort moves. If you have something like a cry cart with you, we did this, I think, in a two-player party with cry cart. I think it took 2 tries. It's successful in the second try. In a 3-player party with a cry cart, I think this is probably a slightly above average, well, a reasonably difficult scenario. But in the 3-player party that we have here, I don't think we have any easy ways of cheesing it. I'll have to double check. But I think generally speaking, it's going to be still probably in the top 5 most difficult scenarios in the game. So we will just be playing it on +2 difficulty. So we do not get to do a city event, because the last thing we did was a solo scenario, but we will do a road event, so we won't have any city events to worry about. All right, let's grab all the other stuff out we need. So first of all, we will need the dumbest orchid. Ah, yes. We used the stump last time. It was actually really annoying. Let's just use one of these things. Okay. So what else do we need? We need 1 treasure tile, obviously, 4 stumps, and 5 damage traps. All right. Which this of that variety. Okay, and in the first room we have no things to set up except for 1 elite and 1 regular Inox guard. A little more coffee. Before we do our road event though, we did, I think, need to consider doing some stuff in the city. Oh yeah. No. Should we just, if we sold this, we could immediately get our enhancement. I wonder if that's the correct enhancement. I really don't know about enhancements on this class. Even Themris is unsure. Whatever. All right. Technically, I suppose the correct enhancement for this class is always to enhance Vengeance. Where are you, Vengeance? Oh, yeah, you're over here. With an extra hex, if we just save up for that, that's probably the best enhancement, but there's no reason to be cheesy. I guess accordingly, we could also put any element on Primal Duality. Now this doesn't do anything. Let's look at our level 9 card. Maybe our goal with enhancements should be to set that up then. It takes dark and light. So what's interesting then would be that we can use Primal Duality with the 9, so we would need something else with Vengeance. So we would need Dark on a bottom. Well, or Dark on something. So it's interesting. We could, I mean, for example, we could put any element on Burial, then anytime we attack with Burial, it would set up Vengeance. Problem is, it's not always guaranteed you can attack with Burial. It's so much safer having it on move, because then you can always set it up. So similarly, we could just put Dark on the bottom of one of our move 2s, which would give us then fuel for Vengeance, and then we would have Primal Duality as fuel for our level 9. That's probably the optimal way to play. At the same time, I think I'm going to retire this character soon into level 9. I don't think I want to play it at level 9 long. Overall, yeah, I just haven't loved it. Which is a shame because I really like the idea of the class, but I guess this is why I always end up retiring them early too. Hmm. I think the prompt, the way that the class actually plays does not. It's difficult to say here. We're playing three-handed, but it seems like it doesn't live up to the promise of the class. All right, so I don't think we'll do any shopping for now necessarily. We're gonna hang on to the elemental boots. I think I don't feel that they're ever actually correct over boots of striding, but I could be wrong. It's possible that playing with them, I'll love them. I don't know. Maybe I should give them a shot. I'm sure Themris would tell me to. And he is better at this class than I am, that I'm sure of. Alright. Wait, do I have it? What the heck? Stacked a monster box on top of the monster box? Alright. Let's not worry about that. So, what level are we at? We have a 7 still. You got to 7 as well. We set our health correctly, yes. So we have a 7 there, we have a 7 here, and we have a 7 here. Yep, alright. Okay, so that would give us 4, 6 is +2. Yeah. And like I said, +2 for this scenario is more than fine. All right. Let's get our characters in over there. So let's actually, I guess we should go over the special rules first. No, first we should do a road event. All right. Let's do that first then. Where's OBS? There you are. Ugh, I think this is fine with what we have. Yes, it is. Nice. All right. All right. Well, our what? You gotta be kidding me. It's actually not. Sometimes they just don't have the numbers, or if we already added it to the deck. Is there more than one way to add some road events? Oh, city events. I'm an idiot. Yep. Because there's a road event, I just automatically assume we're adding a road event, but no, is that the city event? Okay, there we go. So we had nothing happen except add an event. All right, let's grab our battle goals before we forget those. Inevitably. Gain 13 or more experience during the scenario. Use your items. Well, use your professional. I mean, let's be honest. So we have to use our items a total of 9 times. We don't have comfortable shoes, but let's see. I mean, this is pretty easy, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. I guess this actually technically requires being used on an attack. So how many can we use literally just without ever having to even attack once? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I guess a move, that's already 9. Yeah, I mean, this is super easy. As professional always is. Open a room or loot a treasure tile. Huh. Huh. That's an interesting one. That is an interesting one. So our door opener is usually the quartermaster. It's actually probably the worst person to open doors is the soothsayer, I guess. So we don't really want to open doors. It's also a really difficult scenario, so we can't really be too greedy? Looting a treasure tile, we know we're going to loot a treasure tile, 100%. I'm not sure I want her to be the one to loot it. Yeah, actually, that's fine. Either way, it's giving us gold because the person who loots it isn't going to keep the treasure. So she can actually use gold maybe the most since her retirement goal is enhancements. All right, that works. She's also maybe the hardest one to actually loot it with, though. Eh, we'll see. Allow none of your allies to become exhausted. Well, we'll go with no one becoming exhausted. Don't even have to read the other card. We have basically two of the easiest battle goals in the game, and then this one, which is, well, it is what it is, which is the easiest for the scoundrel. That's one way of putting it. All right. So, have our battle goals. We know that we want to set up Vengeance going into this room. We don't want to use it in this room because we have an elite and a regular here. Yes. Move this way. All right, well, let's take a look at our cards. Oh, let's get rid of that hand. I think it's actually maybe over there, so it doesn't matter so much. Yeah, what I actually can do is I can use this then to make it easier to fan out the cards in the future. All right, so which cards do we want to take? What don't we have? Well, we didn't take either of these. We don't have Formless Power. These are kind of the things we have to consider. Enemies for this scenario. We're always taking Winter's Grasp anyway. Gosh darn it, Themorous, Winter's Edge. Stone Golem, yeah, it's good against them too. The rest of the enemies doesn't really matter much, but it's still just an attack 5 guaranteed, which is good. So we're keeping this. So things which could be on the chopping block. Ice Spikes is pretty slow for this scenario. It's not a stand and fight scenario, it's a constantly running. Oops. Where did that go? I assumed it went into my hand. We really just lose Ice Spikes? No, it's somewhere. Son of a bitch, TTS, come on. I mean, it should have just gone here, right? Because I just put it into my hand. So why is it not here? Ah, it's too late to rewind now. Really? I have to do this? Alright, well, I've got to make another one of these real quick. Grab another Ice Spikes. I'm sure we'll find it at some point. I don't know why TTS does some of the stuff it does. Oh, it's actually just in here. There we go. But yeah, so I think Ice Spikes is a reasonable consideration for cutting. Wound is just when we have to keep this idiot alive, and we'll get to him in a second. I guess I should actually explain the rules of the scenario. All right, so we need actually 2 books for this. That's annoying. All right, so we've got this dude here who is the most frustrating ally in the game, at least for this scenario. Alright, so he has 6 plus 3 times L hit points. So scenario level, because we're playing solo, unfortunately, is actually just 5. So this will give him 21 hit points. Dumbest Orchid. Why is he Dumbest Orchid? Well, we'll see. He's an ally to you and an enemy to all monster types. He acts on initiative 99 each round, performing a move 3 towards the Shaman on the detail, opening doors and springing traps if necessary. If the Orchid is killed, the scenario is lost. And the goal is to kill all enemies and protect the Orchid. Yes, so the theme for, I mean, the flavor text for this scenario actually involves this dude picking up a weapon and wanting to go ham. Except this weapon he's just picked up, he's completely forgotten about it already because he's literally just going to charge forward pretty much as quickly as possible. As a move 3 every turn is crazy. And not attack anyone and just try to die. Very, very, very frustrating. I strongly disagree with the design of this scenario. It is one of my least favorite design scenarios. And I would say this might actually be the most, I mean, consensus, probably the scenario which most people disagree with the design. I would say I mean, because of cheer pressure and stuff like this, a lot of scenarios that people won't agree with that, but I think most people will probably agree that this scenario is poor design, both balance-wise and flavor-wise. It creates an impossible scenario for 2-player parties, and again, the flavor of this guy just charging to his death repeatedly is, yeah. All right. Anyway, so like I said, ice spikes could be a bit slow. Creating ice for a stun is still probably relevant. We also just need a lot of movement, so we need to take one of these. We probably want Formless Power as well. So what could we cut? So we take one of these. And that's all we take. All right, well, hold on. We got to see, do we have any cheese stuff? Cheese stuff means ways to stop him from moving. For example, if we can place like an immobilized trap or something like that. For the record, traps are actually good on this scenario. Maybe that's why this is designed the way it is. No, we encompassing shadows, interesting. It doesn't really do what we want it to do though. He goes at 99, so he doesn't get attacked much. That's not so much the issue unless he gets ahead of you. But if he gets ahead of you and you're just invising him, he's just going to keep running further and further ahead, and you're going to have to still deal with all the enemies that he's revealing when he goes through rooms. So I don't believe this actually helps. Maybe it does. That's interesting. So this is the one consideration for a way to cheese the scenario. Creating dark is mostly irrelevant for us because we have primal duality right now for vengeance anyway. Yeah, I think all we want to do is just probably cut ice spikes. So then the other question is, do we actually want stoking hail? But I think we do. But then the question is, do we need infernal vortex? But I think we also do. The reason why is because we already have this that creates ice, but we're going to use this as a bottom move almost always. We're rarely using this as a top since it's unenhanced. And so this is going to go into this, and I think the attack 2 range 3 stun is worth. And then this is a move 4 makes sense. So we want one of these two moves. Which element do we more easily have? Well, it should be this one, I guess. Our modifier deck has fire and ice easily, so we can get those two that way. But we can also create wind or earth with a wand, but earth is less likely useful for a wand, really only with shaping ether. Oh, do we even need shaping ether? Or are you going to use burial? That's a fair point. Maybe burial is incorrect to bring as well, because you can just never not move in this scenario. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, there is the top of burial, which can still be useful. I would say losses are more valuable in this scenario than a lot of other scenarios because you don't dictate the tempo most of the time. But that's a fair point. If we're not using the bottom of burial, it's not very good. Yeah, you're right. We should actually cut that. Good call, Isio. So we could put it another move 5, but that's probably too much. Every time we brought both of these, we've ended up, not really being happy with the choice. Could bring a heal to actually heal him up if he takes any damage. He got 21 health, so heal does so little. It's 1/7 of his health. I do think I want Shaping Ether, just because, 2-target stun could actually be really useful here for keeping this idiot alive. Maybe we just do, maybe just as another move 3. How many bottom actions do we have right now? 1, surely bottom action. 2, 3, yeah, this can be either. So this is a top, this is a bottom, this is a top, this is a top, this is a top, this is a top. This can be either. This is a bottom, this is a bottom. This can theoretically be a bottom, but not really, since we cut ice spikes. So we really do want to actually have bottom action. So bringing, for example, encompassing shadows wouldn't be the answer. So it should just be a bottom. I guess it makes sense. We're cutting burial. So it's definitely not formless power that we should add. All right, I guess we'll just take another move 3. Like I just said, I've never not regretted bringing both of these. But at the same time, it just feels like I need to bring both of these for this scenario because of the constraints of the scenario. So we'll see. Maybe we'll regret it again, and then we can say we told ourselves so. All right. I know we're taking a lot of time and consideration here on the cards, but this scenario merits it. A little extra time now spent now can be a little bit less time in the future. All right. Well, we're always bringing that. Definitely a move and attack is very valuable here. Definitely provoke. It's going to be hard not to move, but we're going to try to find the opportunity to do it with Dirge. Worst case scenario, the top of Dirge also gets good. Echoing Aria, on the other hand, is more difficult to justify, but similarly, well, we'll put that in the maybe column for now. All right, this is a move 4, and the top action is good. Defensive Ditty will definitely be our top action of choice in this scenario. Marching beat is interesting. Gives us a move 4, and we could potentially use it to move an ally up. But the problem is, because we've cut the non-move bottom actions on for the Elementalist, it would just be the Quartermaster. The Quartermaster has a fair amount of movement. So it doesn't seem so likely we need this. It's still a move 4 in bottom, though, so it's not bad. Nightmare Serenade. Okay, it's a good bottom, but we're just... Oh, wait, we have this now, though. So we can do moves on top. Song of Speed challenge, yeah. Yeah, I just saw that. I was thinking, oh, dear God. That's definitely what you want for this scenario. All right, so actually, switching songs on top can be good for us because it can allow us to move and then do bottom actions. So in that case, I think we can get away with Echoing Aria and Nightmare Serenade because these are both also just top move actions. And probably Soothing Lullaby as well, just to have some healing. And again, it's also just a top move action. So in this case, we're not bringing Singing Arrow, but Singing Arrow also seems pretty slow for this scenario. I don't think we can get away with this. Again, when you can just sit in a room and kind of milk enemies, or stop them from attacking, or shield allies, stuff like this, building up curses is quite good. But here we just don't have time to build up curses, so this is just too slow. And Power Ballad attack isn't what we want. We need the shield to keep him and and ourselves alive. Tuning the outcome's also kind of slow. It is a move 3 wish curses, so its bottom is honestly fine. But we just have better cards, and then the rest of the stuff doesn't make sense. So actually this works pretty well. Again, the flexibility of our solo scenario item is actually going to help us a lot here. Simply being able to do a move 2 while switching to a song, or while switching songs, seems, reasonably viable. All right, so what have we here for the Quartermaster? Does the Quartermaster have any ways of cheesing this guy? No. We definitely want Crushing Hammer. Non-move bottom actions, again, are going to be much less tempting. We are actually going to bring the... Oh, no, because... Should we just grab the other thing? Because we actually have wing shoes, so we could actually be the one to go get the chest. So we already... The chest is down here behind some traps. I guess they're damage traps. But, I guess going wing shoes back and forth is kind of hard. We'll figure it out. We'll just try to do something about it. Who knows? So we want this as well, probably, but it's such a small amount of movement. I think we want both of these things. All right, well, let's assume we bring both of these, and we'll see from there. We always bring Scroll of Lightning. I don't even know if we bring Reinforced Steel. It's just been so hard to use the top. It's crazy, actually. Normally this top is so powerful, but without Stamina Potions, it's a big difference. But we're definitely not bringing Scroll of Recall, that's for sure. Or should we? It would give us an out to those traps there. Hold on, I gotta move this away so I don't accidentally see it. I don't remember how close the enemies are to the traps. I think the compass will do it for us, but the compass can just be very useful in general in this scenario. So it's possible that just a top action, which is just compassing. Well, Giant Club is always in. Sharpening Kit. We can't ever use the bottom, but the top, having a top heal action is fine, I think. This is definitely good. And Catastrophic Bomb is probably worth bringing again. So we have one more card we can bring. So right now we have move. Got 2 big moves, and that's kind of it. And this one we also don't mind. Yeah, we do have 3 refreshes in the modifier deck. You're right. We probably don't need the card for it. It's just the card allows us to do a double compass turn. So what I mean is also that, like I said, our priority is getting this chest. And I know that it has a trap wall in front of it, and I don't remember how close the enemies are to it. I assume the enemies are within range 2 of the trap wall. It's a pretty safe assumption typically. But if they're not, right, having that action allows us to do compass, refresh, compass, which gives us a lot more flexibility for breaking the trap wall with an enemy. Whereas obviously the modifier deck doesn't quite work the same. We can make an attack on someone, use the compass, make an attack, like make a catastrophic bomb, and then count on getting a refresh. But obviously it's less reliable. But yeah, I do agree. I think you're right. We don't need that. What I think we do need more than anything here is just another move. Because again, I'm not sure how often we use this top. But this still only gives us a move 4 and a move 5. I think we need one more large move. Does that really mean we're not going to bring Reinforced Steel? One of our best cards. One of the corner. I mean, it just hasn't felt like one of our best cards while playing without stamina potions, that's for sure. How many turns is the scenario typically? I wonder. Probably 15 to 18. Probably 15-ish. So I'm not sure we can get away with playing this. Maybe we just cut Sharpening Kit and bring this instead. Yeah, some interesting choices without a doubt. I guess we can actually, I mean, if we save the utility belt, we always can compass, utility belt compass. So actually, yeah, we definitely don't need that. So then the real question would just be to bring a move 4, which is one of these. And again, of these, reserved energy is probably the best, just because it gives us a late initiative. Although here, late initiative is less useful than normal, but it can still be useful. Yeah, I think we probably have to have another move 4. Otherwise, there's just too much risk we get stuck behind him. So we put that there. And now the question is, do we cut Sharpening Kit for Reinforced Steel? I guess we probably just don't have the opportunity to do much. We can. It is possible to heal. I think having some healing is good. I mean, we've got a little bit on there, but having a bit more is decent, I think. In a 3-player party, having almost no healing feels a little bit bad, especially on this scenario. So the question is there something else we should cut for this? Guess probably not. Could be Crushing Hammer, maybe? But even just having a little bit of move attached to it is so much better than having nothing. So we have no losses that we're really planning on playing at this point. I mean, Scroll of Judgment's not going to use for loss. It's a short Earth scenario, but we also might just have to lose cards to negate damage. Man, does it feel awful not bringing Reinforced Steel? I'm not sure if this is correct, but I think it might be. I'm afraid that I'm actually just too drawn. I mean, that I'm kind of like the sunken cost fallacy here, that because it's a level 5 card that I took, I feel like I have to bring it, but I think it may very well be correct not to bring it. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to try to get away from trapping myself into bringing it. All right, so let's set up this room. So again, we know he's going to move 3. The most important thing, normally you want to like place an obstacle or stuff up here. We just can't do any of that. Place summons. So we're all 3 going to have to walk up into melee range of these guards who retaliate. I hate this scenario. God, I hate this scenario so much. Oh, what a poorly designed scenario. All right. Guess it doesn't change too much, does it? No, without obstacle trap placement, it doesn't really change anything. If we let him get next to the guards or not, either way, once one guard dies, he always makes it in, right? Because if we block all 3 here, then presumably goes to one of these 2. Is there a way? Because we can choose where he moves. So let's say we go here, and then we kill the elite first. Then, yeah, he can just go 1, 2, 3. So it doesn't really change anything. Keeping him here, either way he gets into the next round. I mean, I guess the difference is from here, he goes all the way to here, but not completely, right? Because if we can kill and then move to the other side, then he'll still stay behind us and just go there. Whereas if we keep him here, I guess then we only have to go to the door, which is better. But then we have to move into melee range of all these guys, which is not better. All right, well, let's see what we can actually do here. No, I'm gonna blow my nose quickly. Perfect note to get started on, just this scenario at least. 1 second. I'm back. Yeah, ECU, I saw that as well. I'm pretty sure that's going to be ice spikes, right? Yep, I knew it. How that got there, TTS. I mean, it's close to the hand, so who knows? But goodbye, second ice spikes. I noticed that as well, actually, when we moused over that when I was checking the health tiles and everything. All right. So, what's our plan? Hold on. If we bless the Orchid, does it put a bless into the monster deck then? Because he doesn't use any modifier deck. So what happens when you bless him? Does he just not take blesses? Since he doesn't have a modifier deck, since he doesn't attack? Theoretically, it is possible for him to perform an attack, though, right? Because we have cards which could make an ally perform an attack. Not attack plus 0, but actually, like, for example, with this card, one ally within range 3. Yeah, what happens if you control him to attack? I guess he attacks to the monster deck. So that means, and you don't have the, so that means actually Disorienting Dirge is bad. Well, kind of bad, because it's literally, every time we use it, we're putting a bless into the monster deck. Oh, God. That's terrible. Oh, I hate this guy. God, I just want to strangle the life from his limbs. Oh, he just makes everything worse. All right. So this makes using Disorienting Dirge bad. All scenario? Because every bless they get is costly. Admittedly, 2 of us have Helms, but if they ever crit him... Come on. I mean, can we just not use Dirge? I mean, it gives so many curses. It's got to be correct still to be able to use this. All right. Well, because the point is, where do we start? We start in... Let's bring this a bit closer again. Yeah, we start in these 6. So, because we can play a song and move up by playing the song, we're always starting with a song, I think. I guess we also don't want to have lowest initiative, though. Which is also kind of annoying, because we don't want to get focused by the guards. I guess here we can have 17. Can we go after 17 initiative easily? Something like 27? That sucks. We don't want to play this card. Man. These two... I mean, why is... But if we had the 12... So do we need to bring that back to make this first turn work? Because then we actually could use Dirge the first turn. Otherwise we'd have to go really late and then our song sucks. Yeah, I think we're supposed to have the 12 initiative. Otherwise we just have too big of an issue here. I don't know. Whatever. Goodbye reserved energy. Theoretically, a reinforced steel can give us 2 extra move per turn if we need it to. This very well could be wrong, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of scrambling here. We need a 12 initiative though this first turn. It's so important. Oops. So that's why we're gonna try this. Oops. Didn't grab their decks. Actually, you see, I wonder, because there are some scenarios that specifies, if we force him to attack, does he use the monster deck, or do we get to choose whether he uses the monster deck or our deck? Hold on one second. I'm gonna go into spoiler territory, because actually... Alright, let's see, scenario 44. By his deck, you mean... I mean, but which deck? He doesn't really have a deck. So, see, this is where I don't agree. Well, all right. So, unfortunately, in order to discuss this, we're going to have slight spoilers for scenario 44 next. So, fair warning to everyone. For the next 2 minutes, there will be well, 3 minutes. There will be a slight scenario 44 spoiler discussion. Anyway, so from the special rules of scenario 44, Redthorn, who is the same character, literally the same character. I mean, this is the follow-up scenario. Represented by a number token, has 6 plus 3 times L hit points. He is an ally to you and an enemy to all monster types, which is the same thing here. He acts on initiative 0-1 every round, performing move 3, attack 3, range 3, using whichever attack modifier deck you prefer. So that would be my interesting point of stipulation. This clarification isn't added for this scenario because he doesn't normally attack. But if in the follow-up scenario he uses whichever attack modifier deck you prefer, wouldn't that still be the case now? I wonder if this is actually in the FAQ. This is an interesting discussion. let's see, we gotta go back to this. All right, so for a sec, just checking something on the FAQ. I put the screen back, but well, ECO is mentioning something spoilery in chat. But, well, I mean, spoiler related to the spoilers we just warned about, scenario 44. I'm meanwhile going to check the FAQ for something on this. Nah, it doesn't give anything. So why would you not agree mechanically though, ECO? Does it specify something about this in the FAQ? Like, why is my control F not working? Are you kidding me? What's going on here? Hold on one second. Oh, Windows, what are you doing? Okay. Well, I can't search the FAQ easily without Control F. Sorry, just give me a second, everyone. Unfortunately, I can't. I mean, without Control F, it's difficult, but I've skimmed through everything and I don't find anything that specifically refers to this sort of situation. I don't know. I'm actually, I guess it's better to just go with the less beneficial ruling. All right. Well, yeah. I suppose that's an interesting question regardless. But yeah, we can just go with the bad ruling for now. All right. Let's go. So no matter what, we need to move up with this. We're just using this as a generic move. We need to get next to them. What attack do we want to do? Probably a wound attack is actually pretty good here. We're giving up a lot of movement with this, but we're not going to need a lot of movement immediately. Just going to need it in a little bit. Yeah, when in doubt, choose whatever makes it harder on the player. That's my rule. So that is what we'll go with for here. But I do think it's like I actually think that I have a fair argument here. I'm not actually sure that I'm wrong about this. Again, because it is specifically in the rulebook for the follow-up scenario, which functions the same, well, similarly. But without something conclusive. Okay, so we always have to move up next to them. I mean, everyone has to move up next to them, no matter what. Us, we want to go at 14, which means this. We're going to use the bottom of Dirge, and we're going to set up Defensive Ditty as a song. And so what is the Elementalist going to do? The Elementalist also needs to move up, but doesn't need to move up in a hurry. We want to save Vengeance for the next room. It's important to have that when we pop into the next room, and I think we will kill them before needing it. I mean, before going through our entire hand. Our allies aren't creating any elements this turn. We can create ice for stun, though. It's not bad. Yeah, it's probably fine to have stun next turn. And thus, we'll just do move up as well. And for a top action this turn, we can actually just attack with Winter's Edge, because this is still just an attack 5 without needing to be powered up yet. Yep, so we'll go here, here, here. Perfect. All right, let's go. So what is the worst thing they can do now? Flip the 15, which has a poison shield attack. That would be the absolute worst thing they could do. Why? Because we need to move up next to them, and this would prevent us from moving up next to them, essentially. All right, let's give all these things one last good shuffle, and let's begin the scenario. All right, that's fine. -1 attack is good. Okay, so the Quartermaster begins. We're going to begin by using Bladed Boomerang, gaining 1 experience, doing an attack 2, range 3, wound, targeting the Elite in Guard because it has more health, so therefore the wound will do more. Oh my. It's just going to be one of those, huh? What a way to start a scenario. Alright, then we're going to use the bottom of Reinforced Steel, simply as a generic move too, because again, we have to get next to them so that we can prevent him from moving up. Because that's fun. And because we used a generic move, we're going to use a charge of our default move. We're going to use a charge of our Minor Endurance Potion to recall Reinforced Steel. All right. Then we have the Soothsinger who's up next. The Soothsinger is going to activate Defensive Ditty as a song because we have our beautiful Master's Lute. After performing any song action, immediately perform an attack 2 or move 2 action. So we're going to get to go up to here with our move 2. And then we're going to use the bottom of Disorienting Dirge, which gives us 1 experience. Oops, that doesn't become active, it just goes in our discard. Which curses all enemies and blesses all allies. So we're going to put 2 curses and a bless into the enemy deck. The bless because of Red Thorn, which is the thing we're still unsure about. And then we're going to put a bless into both of our actual allies' decks. Okay. And then the Elementalist is up next. So the Elementalist is going to use the top of Winter's Edge as an attack 5 range 2. Oh, we were supposed to start further. We were supposed to start further up. We could have just started here, so we didn't need to move. Whatever, we'll just attack the regular. And we're not going to use the Hawk Helm for this. All right, so I guess we're moving first. So we're going to move with the bottom of Ice Vortex, creating ice. And then we're going to do an attack 5 range 2, targeting the regular Inox. This way we don't get retaliated and hit a disadvantage. So making attack 5 on that Inox. All right, creating fire. That's interesting. Okay, so it's just 5 damage, putting him down to 11. Well, this actually gives us a very obvious turn in the end next turn. So what we actually want to do now is we want to use our wand to create earth. Because then next turn we can actually do Shaping the Ether with fire, ice, and earth in order to get a 2-target attack 3 stun. Perfect. Okay, so then the guards go. They will both focus the Quartermaster, who had lowest initiative. This one takes 1 damage from its wound, going down to 20. They attack. The elite attacks for 5, and the regular attacks for 4, but both -1, so 4 and 3. So first the 4. Okay. So we simply block 1 here, which means we take 3 damage and do 1 retaliate. Even though I hated a bit, well, not hated, even though, so on the post on the subreddit, I agreed that I actually realized now that I think this item's a little bit overrated. I think having used it for a little while now, both on this class and having used it in my previous campaign, I find that I don't actually get the retaliate to proc very much, and I think chainmail is probably just more cost effective. But in this scenario, it certainly is good because in this scenario, you don't really have a choice but to play stupidly, so to speak. So stupid Red Thorn. All right, so in the end, that's a 3. Again, blocking 1. Plus 2. Oh no, both times we took 1 less damage, we have Defensive Ditty up. And the guards are done. And then Red Thorn moves. Where do we want him to move? Here. Sure. Okay, well, like I said, we have our very good turn now. We kind of want to go at 15 so that they can't do their disgusting 15 stuff. It's only 2 out of 7 that they do it, but it is very bad that they do it. That means we kind of have to, we either have to use an endurance potion here or we have to go into the other room next turn. We'll see, because this is our setup for vengeance. But again, I don't want to run the risk that they go at 15 and they do their attack poison and then we just lose the scenario because of it. Better to minimize risks, at least as long as we can. At some time we'll stop being able to play around things, but for now we still can. Okay, so Nimble Knife actually looks pretty good as an attack here. And Nightmare Serenade also looks pretty good as an attack. This gives us attack, curse, bless an adjacent ally, and then do some 2 curse stuff. I guess we're gonna take a little bit of retaliate, but that's okay. Both our retaliate hits are just gonna be for 1, so we're gonna take 2 retaliate damage. That's not the end of the world. We still got our minor healing potion, worst case scenario, and we're gonna give them a bunch of curses, which is still valuable at this point. Even though later on it'll be a bit too slow. Here it's, I think, worth. Yeah, it's, I think, better to use Nightmare Serenade now. We're not going to get many opportunities to not move in the future. I don't think we need Echoing Aura. We would end up being focused before the Quartermaster here anyway. They're both going to be stunned. We could use this opportunity to heal the Quartermaster a little bit, which I think is a fair point, but there's a decent chance we actually consider switching to Soothing Lullaby as a song. So I don't really know. I mean, I guess at the same time we could consider switching to Nightmare Serenade as a song. It's not a very good song, though. And we don't need to CC them because the Elementalist is taking care of that for us. Yeah, I think this is fine. All right. So for the Quartermaster, what do? We can't move back, so we have to take a bunch of retaliate, which is so much fun. Who doesn't love this? Great scenario. So we prefer to take less retaliate if possible. We could do a bunch of damage to one of them, but that's no good. Could buff all our allies' attacks here, but we can't actually do it before 15. Maybe that's the no, it doesn't work though, because then we do nothing on top. It does add a lot of damage. 2 target, 2 target, 1 target. This would add effectively 5 damage just to our allies alone if we could go before. Problem is we have to go before 15 though to stun them. Hey, Warwick Jungler. Yeah, it's kind of tempting. What if we just try to get lucky and not get a 15? Oh, God. Why would we try to get lucky in this scenario? This isn't the point yet which we need to be greedy. No. Let's not do anything stupid like that. Let's not do that. All right. So if we're not doing that, presumably attacking. We could also just consider not attacking and just healing ourselves here. Now we're only missing 3 health. We don't need to heal for 4 yet. God, but if we attack that elite, we're taking 4 retaliate. That's so crazy. We literally can't move back. Ugh. I hate this scenario. All right. I think this is going to be our plan then. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to go after the elite. I mean, after the guards, hopefully. 66 goes after the majority of their cards that they have remaining. And then we're just going to do our attack 5 on this one. Hopefully, reasonable chance actually of finishing it. Even if not, we take 1 retaliate, that's fine. And then we're just going to use the bottom of Scroll of Judgment to then stun the elite for the following round. I guess we actually don't want to kill the... Oh, God. Monsters draw from a collective deck. Yeah, but he's not a monster. He's an ally. So again, ECU, I don't necessarily agree with you. All right, so ECU's logic is monsters draw from a collective deck. Fair enough. But if monsters draw, all right, so monsters draw from a collective deck. So I guess because he's neither a player nor a summoned ally, he uses that. So your argument is because he's not a player or summoned ally, he would use the monster deck. But again, we already have a precedent in the rules that a character similar to the one we have here can use the player deck. So if monsters use their collective deck, we've already defined that, I mean, he is therefore not a monster because he does not use their collective deck. Yes, it is a special rule, but I guess what would be more interesting to look at, all right, are there, it's true that if you have a, yeah, that's interesting. Because I guess it's true that on some scenarios, it's tough. On some scenarios where you have allies, they do use the monster deck in other scenarios, but again, yeah, then it's specified in the rules. I guess you're right. I guess you're right that any time that they can use your deck, it is specified in the rules. Well, Soothsinger solo, they did use yours. But again, yeah, specified. Otherwise, I mean, I'm thinking, like 11, 12, where they use monster. Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're probably right. I guess it does have to be monster then, unless it's specified. Although, again, I would argue that in this case, it's nonsensical that it uses that you can't choose because, again, it doesn't make sense with the follow-up at all. Yes, we did move him. He just moved up one. He couldn't go any more than that. All right. Yeah, so I think this plan is good. Let's go. Well, they were going to do a 15, so it's good that we went at 15. Oh, he couldn't. Yeah, you're right. Does he require focus? I don't believe he does that, right? Is that how it actually works for this scenario? From my understanding, he just always runs. Even if the path is blocked, he just gets as close as possible. Because it doesn't say he focuses. It does not move. Okay, yeah. Yeah. All right, you're right. Well, that makes the scenario a bit easier. We've always played that incorrectly then, which is, I guess, what was making it harder for us. That's definitely welcome. Wait a second. So we didn't actually need to move up? Well, no, we did need to move up because if one of... No, we just had needed to have one person move up. Oh my god. So yeah, if we'd actually known, I mean, if we'd known this, then we, like, as long as we were like this, we'd be fine. Even if they do the range attack, they would never move enough. So then they would just stay there, and we would have no issue. Ugh. So we've actually made it harder for ourselves for nothing. All right, well, good to know. For the second time we have to play the scenario. All right, oops. So the Soothsinger's up first, gains 1 experience for having a song up. We're going to first do Nimble Serenade, I guess, because this is less likely to kill. So we gain 1 experience. We do an attack 1, range 3, target 2, curse. So we'll do the elite and then the regular. So the first will be normal and the second will be disadvantaged. Okay, so 2 and then disadvantaged 1. And we take 1 retaliate. Wait a second. So that has to have been more recent in the FAQ ECO because I remember having a discussion about the scenario 9 months ago or something like that. And if there's a trap wall, he runs through it. But so if there's a trap wall, he literally never moves? Is that correct? No, because it says triggering traps if necessary. That's contradictory though, right? Opening doors and springing traps if necessary. So he does spring traps. He doesn't consider them like obstacles, but he considers enemies like obstacles. That's weird, right? I mean, this is actually nonsensical with the game rules. I guess no, because if monsters can only move through traps, they still do. Yeah. Yeah, they only block path. Right. Yeah, that's correct. All right. No. Okay. So then we use Nimble Knife. We're gonna take 1 more retaliate, surely. So we'll just do that right now. Make an attack 2, curse on the adjacent dude. I'll place all the curse at the end. All right. So we did 3 damage there. Did we do the? Yeah, we did. And we did the. Yeah, we did. So down to 8. Wait, we got a +1? No, so 3 damage there. Oops. All right. So we ended up giving them 3 curses. And then we give a bless to adjacent ally, which is going to be the quartermaster. Alright, we're done. So then it's the Elementalist turn. So the Elementalist actually gets to move back. So that's great. So we're going to use the bottom of Primal Duality. How likely is it? Yeah, they're probably dying. So we're going to do a move 2 with Primal Duality, creating light and dark. Moving to here. And then we're going to gain 1 experience using the top of Shaping the Ether. We're going to consume Earth, Ice, and Fire, which gives us +2 attack, stun, and 2 targets. So we're going to make an attack 3, stun, 2 target. You're going to do 2 and then 4 in that order. All right, so 4. All right. Oh, no. Ah, cool. Cool. Nice. That was the best target to get the bless on. I guess he's not wounded, so it's kind of okay. Whatever. All right, well, that guy's stunned now. And we had 3 damage here. We'll certainly be attacking the elite now with the quartermaster, but so be it. Have to play suboptimally because of the scenario. So be it. All right, we're done. Guards go, but they're both stunned. I didn't place the stun there. I don't know why, but whatever. And so it takes 1 from its wound. Then 13. Oof. This is gonna hurt. All right. So we're gonna swing our giant club, making an attack 5, 6. It's down to 7. And then we take 4 whole retaliate. Oh, that hurts. It's going to hurt a lot later on because we need all the health we can get. And then we're going to use the bottom scroll of judgment to simply move in place and stun the elite again. Okay. And so he doesn't move. All right. So this is a bit annoying. We need to go into the other room this turn, but we need this to die first. Ideally, 67 should allow our allies to go out before us. Let's see. So someone has to finish that off. Guess it should be the quartermaster then. Kind of like just heal ourselves with the quartermaster though, huh? Sadly lacking our bottom attack. As for here, it's not easy for us to kill it before going in. We could switch songs, but we have the song up we want right now. So we don't really want to switch songs. We'd also like to go into the other room and do some CCing. So I think it's actually these 2 things we want to do. So it is just up to the quartermaster to kill that one. And we'd like to kill him before he goes. This actually works. We can do an attack 2, and then presumably we can use our move plus our boots to actually go into the other room first, and then we can still use the bottom of reinforced steel to shield ourselves and allies who will be running in as well. This way we can absorb a bunch of hits. It's actually better to go late, because if we're going to have all this shield this round, we can actually use the disarm for the following round. So this makes sense. Because we'll have 3 total shield from reinforced steel plus defensive ditty, which should shrug off a fair amount of attacks. Unfortunately, these things hit quite hard at wound, but so be it. All right. I think this is a reasonable line. Let's go. So we go first. We're going to use Hasten Steps top as an attack 2, targeting the regular guard. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. We didn't need that later. We'll take that on attack 2, targeting something with 1 health. Why not? Have we used... We need to track item uses, right? We've just thus far used item 1 time. All right. And so then we have a move 1 with Hasten Step. We're going to use Boots of Striding to get a move 3. So 1, 2, opening the door. So what do we have in this room now? We have an elite stone golem and 2 regular archers. I guess it was actually kind of silly. Well, the truth is I didn't remember what the layout would be in 3-player. I didn't know they would both be regular. If I'd known that they would both be regular, it would have been better to have the Elementalist go sooner, because we would have just killed the archer, so they wouldn't have attacked, which is obviously better. But also, like, if this was regular and then one was regular and one was elite, which, I mean, so on 2-player, it's regular, regular, regular. So to me, it could have been, you know, like regular, regular, elite, and then on 3-player, like, I don't know, elite, elite, regular, or even regular, regular, or regular, elite, elite, regular. I would gladly execute this over executing one archer, but in the end, the way it actually worked out in 3-player is not good for how we sorted out our initiatives. Attack -1? That's okay, I guess. Ooh, we're gonna take a lot of damage here. A lot of damage. So we still have one more movement. I guess being here is kind of good. That way he only moves 2. Is someone gonna go there anyway? So does this work for our normal line of sight? No. So from here we don't have line of sight to down there. So we have to go on to at least the door. Yeah, I mean, he is going to have disadvantage. I don't know how much that does. I guess we'll also maybe give it. No, we probably won't give him retaliate because we're going to use all this first. But yeah, I guess with the number of curses in our deck, that's certainly something. It's so important to consider our movement for him. Every turn we need to make him move as little as possible is kind of the most important thing. I guess her ranged attack should actually probably hit this, which means she kind of needs to go to here. Means really one of us does want to stop here, and the quartermaster is the best candidate for this. This is the biggest thing. Oh, yep, you're right. He's not going to move because no, he is going to move. Well, we're going to execute. I mean, we have to use vengeance this turn. The archers are going to die, so he is going to move because we can't use vengeance again the next turn. It's definitely worth vengeancing both of them right now while we can. Also, the Elementalist goes after, so actually we do need to move up because we can't have the Elementalist get attacked by this. Well, maybe we could. The Elementalist is at 12. It's an attack for 8 with disadvantage. All right. So the Soothsinger probably going here, but the Elementalist also needs to go at least into this. I mean, at least to the door to vengeance both of them. But if we're going to the door, it really makes sense to go all the way into the room because the Elementalist has less movement. One less movement for him can be very significant. And there's a coin there. So it's basically we have 2 choices here. We can get a coin, we can take a non-disadvantaged attack on the no, sorry. We can get a coin, we can take a but also we won't have the shield bonus. If we're here and then the element is there. No, that can't be right. All right, let's go here then. Yeah. We're giving him more movement. This is usually a bad idea in the long run, but we'll see. To reduce damage here, it's probably worth it. All right, so we go there, and then we use the bottom of Reinforced Steel. Shield 2 affects self and all allies, all adjacent allies. So we have Shield 3 here. So then the archers go, and they both make attack 4s on the Quartermaster. 5. So this blocks 1. We had 3 other shields, so we take 1, and we get wounded. Damage is piling up. All right. Well, fortunately, we got rid of that bless without it mattering here, since we have a helmet, so that's just a +0. So again, we just take 1 damage because we have 3 shield, and their attack is for 4. Okay, so the next up is the Elementalist. So the Elementalist is going to use the bottom of Crystallizing Blast as a move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. I mean, I guess going to here is actually just the same then. Thanks, Orchid. Well, I'm not sure if it's a thanks Orchid. I mean, a +0 is fine. I wouldn't. Their deck right now on average is worse than +0 though, so it's still not plus. thanks, Orchid, because they have curses. Although I guess we didn't actually want to draw a curse for an attack that was dealing 1 damage, so yeah, maybe it is thanks, Orchid. I guess, yeah, the reason for going here instead of going... Oh, no, we need the Soothsinger has to go there, so we can't block that spot, so we have to go here? All right, that's fine. So we'll stop there, using the bottom Crystallizing Blast for movement, and then we use the top of Vengeance, which gives us 1 experience, consumes light and dark, and executes both the archers. Yeah, executes are good mechanics. So silly. Okay. Guard goes, loses the stun, takes 1 from wound. Stone Golem goes, suffers 2 damage. Not going to get retaliated, so yeah, just the 2 damage right now. How much health does he have? 20, right? Yeah, 20. So he's down to 18. And makes an attack of 8, disadvantaged against the Quartermaster. Let's see one of those curses. Well, it was going to be a miss no matter what. All right. So it was unnecessary actually to run in for disadvantage, but it was certainly safer. That was certainly a good flip for us, though. And then it's the Soothsinger's turn. The Soothsinger has a song up, so gains 1 experience. Does a move 3, attack 3, range 3. Do this first. 1, 2, 3 to here. Attacking the guard, because we don't want the guard pounding on the Orchid. How don't we have a bunch of amazing modifiers in our deck? All right, so 4, putting him down to 2. Oh, that hurts. A +2 would have been so good, because now we probably, yeah, we have to disarm him. If we disarm him, he dies. So, but it would have been nice to be able to disarm the Stone Golem. But, I mean, we can CC it next turn. We can go early and use Provoke Terror. All right, so we use the top of Throw Voice to disarm the guard. And then we're done. And so then the Orchid moves 1, 2, 3 to here. So we have to move to these 2 spots next turn. Well, it actually doesn't change anything. Well, I mean, it still keeps him 1 further back. Yeah, letting him go there was maybe a mistake. Well, in hindsight, it was definitely a mistake because they would have flipped the miss anyway. But all right. Well, we definitely want to just stun the Stone Golem because he hits very hard, and healing the Quartermaster seems quite good. Problem is we're not moving, so everyone else has to move. We're also not getting a card back, so we're losing a turn here. But ultimately, it does seem necessary. What are we doing? Didn't really set up elements for this turn, unfortunately. Also to move. No, we need to move 2, not 3. Coins are nice, but coins are far away from my priority here. Chest and beating the scenario. That's what matters most. I mean, we can create fire this round. That doesn't really do anything for us, but it theoretically can with Simulacrum next turn, so we might as well create fire. And I guess just punch him with one of these. Doesn't really matter. Oh, we didn't have to disarm because we could have made our attack 1 here. I guess we're not going super fast. If he did his 15 poison attack, it still would have been very dangerous. Okay. As for us, well, we're definitely attacking the Golem with this, I think. Just do a fair amount of damage to it. Would have been nice if we could have wounded it, but don't have that right now. And so what do we want when we go into the next room? We don't have our boots anymore. So Crushing Hammer is not great, but it's still, I mean, anything is going to have to be a move. So I guess Crushing Hammer is still our best move. And so it'll be, yes, Catastrophic Bomb. So I suppose we're just moving with this then. All right, this works. Don't think there's anything else special to worry about here. Ah, crap. So I wasn't supposed to do it for archers. All right. Ah, they were going to do their poison thing. Ha! Oh, you dicks. It's a good thing we disarmed them in the end, because we would have gotten punished if we had been greedy. All right, we have a song up. We gain 1 experience. We do still need to stun him, certainly. So we're going to use Provoke Terror to stun the Stone Golem. And we're going to use the bottom of Soothing Lullaby, gaining 1 experience, doing a heal 3 on the Quartermaster. Putting him up to 16 and removing the wound. Okay. So then the guard goes, loses his disarm, takes 1 from his wound, down to 1. Okay, so then we're up on the Quartermaster. We're going to do a generic move 2 at the bottom of Sharpening Kit. And we need to move to these 2 slots. No matter what, one of us is attacking with disadvantage, but the Elementalist attack is insignificant. It's just going to be a punch. And actually, punch is just better. So yeah, we'll move here with the Quartermaster. And then we'll use the top of Scroll of Lightning, creating light and making an attack 5, range 3, targeting the Golem. Alright, so 6, but he has 3 shield. Our Nemesis, so we just do 3 damage to him. So then we're done. So next up is the Elementalist. So the Elementalist is going to use the bottom of Stoking Hail to do a move 2, creating fire. Moving to here. We're going to probably create an element with our wand, hopefully, if we can flip one here. We need to flip basically ice, air, or earth, which we have a decent chance of. So we're going to then use the top of Pure Augmentation simply as a generic attack 2, so punching the Stone Golem. So we do no damage. Alright, well, it would have been nice to flip an element because then with our wand, we could have gone up to 4 elements for a really good simulacrum next turn. But here... Yeah, I mean, that's not happening, so... I guess just 2 elements is fine. No point to use the wand then. Yeah, I suppose that's alright. So we're using this bottom. Unfortunately, yeah, this uses earth or wind, which are 2 elements. Oh, but if we create wind here, yeah, alright, then that works. Then we can have a move 5 next turn. No, we can't. No, wind is on top here. Yeah, no, so this uses earth or ice, and we don't have those 2 elements, nor can we create them here. Alright, so... Yeah, I mean, creating one more element would allow us to, for example, use Robo's Evocations. Doesn't really make sense. I mean, we could use a mana potion as well, but I don't think this is really... Well, at the same time, if we do a move 3 to this room, getting a good attack... I mean, we have to move to the next room next turn. Although at the same time, the Quartermaster is actually moving to the door. So we're probably just attacking the Stone Golem. We kind of also just like to leave the Stone Golem behind at some point. Ideally with a wound, but that doesn't seem like it's about to happen. Yeah, leaving the Stone Golem behind can also be very risky if he pulls their Mobilize, which they're now 1 out of 6 on. This is very tough. No, I think I'm just going to leave it as is. I don't think it's worth a mana potion here. I'm not sure that I'm actually going to be able to hit things with Simulacrum next turn, since like I said, we're going to have the Quartermaster actually move onto the door, so we're going to be just behind it. The reason why the Quartermaster is going onto the door is because someone needs to open the door and tank the next room, and he has only a move 2 and doesn't have boots anymore. Just long resting on the scenario basically never happens. Alright, so then the Stone Golem ends its turn with a stun. That's the end of the round. So we need to short rest on the Soothsinger. Can we bring a song back here? Oh, sorry. 1, 2. He moves there. No, I don't think we can bring a song back here. I think we have to play top disables on this Stone Golem for a little while. So I don't think we have the flexibility to just play a song on top here. I think we have to leave this up. Man, we're losing longevity like crazy here on the Soothsinger. We've lost a turn there. We might lose a turn here as well. We can still hope to try to balance it with a endurance in this next few turns. Woof. Yeah, I actually think we can afford to lose that. I mean, we can't afford to lose that. All right, that's fine. Dirge kind of sucks with him anyway, so losing that is fine. That sucks. It's worse, certainly. I think this is more valuable for a voice. Okay. So, what are we doing then? Maybe we use this opportunity to move a bit, since we do actually need to move. If we go there, and the Quartermaster's there, he can actually only move 1 this turn. That would be very good. So we can just use a generic move. In that case, we want to go as early as possible and CC the Golem. This is actually tough. All right, so we want to use this to move then, which is good to be able to use a move here because this allows us to use our endurance potion to get our extra turn already. So, and like I said, it'll delay both of us moving like that will delay the Orchid by 1 turn. ECO said, best level 4 action made bad because of stupid ally. Yeah, I mean, made worse. It's probably still good. Thanks, Orchid. I think, again, because 2 of our 3 people have helmets, although technically 2 of 4 people who can be attacked, and him being attacked is actually the most dangerous. So it is definitely dangerous putting blesses into their deck, although semi-okay because of our helmets. I still think, obviously, Dirge is good. It's just, yeah, given the choice here, like in a normal scenario, I think I would choose to lure. If I could choose between even Enhanced Throw Voice and Dirge, I would choose to lose Enhanced Throw Voice. But on this scenario specifically, because of the small disadvantage that this has that it doesn't normally carry, and again, because we just need Disable so much to keep him alive while running, I do think that Throw Voice is actually better. All right, well, yeah, so us, we're doing these 2 things. So the question now is, do we want to use Throw Voice or Provoke Terror on the Golem? I think all of its self-damage has actually been drawn. I don't think it has any self-damage left, so the advantage to disarm there is missing. At the same time, stunning it doesn't change anything because it's Retaliate, no one's attacking it. I guess there's a chance the Elementalist attacks it. The nice thing about the stun is it has longer range, but this has larger targeting, and I think the larger targeting is actually more valuable in longer range, so I think I am going to use the stun on the Golem here, and we'll save Throw Voice for the things in the other room. Alright, and here, I think we actually want to go as late as possible, because there's a chance we want to use some Lacrim hitting things which are in the next room. None of these things can consume our elements, which is nice. Alright, let's go. You are still alive for now, you're just dying to the wound. Wait. Bad monster. Oh, there we go. Ah, they were trying to retaliate after all. I should have actually gone after 11, so I could have stunned him after he did this, in case he did this specific action. I can't make it to the next room to do anything there, so it doesn't really change anything. Alright, well, we gain 1 experience for having a song up. We use the bottom of echoing aria as a generic move 3. Again, we want to go here. Elementals can go here. This gives the elements worse line of sight, but most importantly, like I said, it'll make it so the Orchid can only move 1 this turn, which is so, so important. So we do move 3 to here. Yeah, we get a coin. And we use the top of Provoke Terror to stun the... Actually, so we don't even need to stun it. It literally does nothing to stun it here. So in fact, we're just going to do a default top action. This way, we can actually just use 2 charges here. It's hard enough for us to use charges in this scenario anyway. Now, we still need to use another one then, and we're getting less longevity, but we're getting Provoke Terror back, which is so very valuable. Getting another turn of having the stun. So we'll still have to find another chance if we want to gain another turn here to use another charge of Endurance. But again, I think getting Provoke Terror back is well worth it. I guess the other option then is we could switch songs, but I don't think that's correct. I think I'd rather have Defensive Ditty than Echoing Aria up. Alright, so then we're done, because we just don't need to stun the Stone Golem since he does nothing. So now we've got the Quartermaster who goes, so he's going to do move 2 with Crushing Hammer, move 2 shields oneself. So I'll have 2 shield here, 1 from Defensive Ditty and 1 from Crushing Hammer. Alright, here's your little trap wall that you're looking forward to running into. Stupid Orchid. Alright. So we have 1 elite, 1 regular Stone Golem here. It's actually kill all enemies for this scenario, so we actually have to kill this. We can't just leave it. So normally we did this by putting a wound on it and leaving it, but we don't actually have a wound on it yet, so we need to consider that. Oh man, the Vengeance Clump. Oh. Ooh. Alright, that's brutal. I mean, if I'd known, obviously I would have tried to set up Vengeance before going into this room, but I don't remember the scenario that well. Alright, so we've got 2 regular guards and 1 regular archer. What were the guards already doing this round? Generic stuff. What's the archer up to? Multi-target. Which range does it have? 4? So it is going to hit the Soothsayer. That's annoying. Or is that a Shaman? Am I wrong? Oh, it is a Shaman. You're right. Ugh. I always get them confused. I mean, I guess it's a spear, but at a distance, it kind of looks like an arrow, right? It looks like an arrow sticking up out of the quiver, but admittedly, yeah, there are more arrows, and obviously they're the correct way. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I put them apart to not confuse them, but I still always confuse them. My bad. Thank you, ECO. All right. So Shaman doing normal stuff. And the Shaman doesn't have any special effects. All right. So I only hit 3 things with Catastrophic Bomb. This is awkward. Vengeance just makes... Nah, I'll explain in a second, but I'm just going to sip of water first. This is part of what makes executes just bad gameplay, right? Killing enemies is kind of a combined group effort. I mean, there are many things to do. This isn't the only thing, obviously. But killing enemies is kind of a combined group effort to bring them down, right? I pitch in my little damage here, you pitch in your little damage there. So here, for example, I could use a Catastrophic Bomb, consuming my Major Power Potion, get an attack 3 on all of them, which is pretty sweet, right? So the reason is I have to consider using some consumable item to get my refreshes. I don't want to I could refresh this. I guess it's not the worst thing ever, but I guess refreshing this is also not the worst either, but anyway, we'll continue. So basically, it feels good to deal damage to things and, use your items to do more damage, and this is kind of how you're supposed to play your class, right? But then your ally is just like, no, 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 you don't need to damage that one. I'm just going to kill it. You're like, no, but I mean, it has 15 health. If I do 3 damage, I mean, you could still use that, right? And they're like, no, 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 I'm just going to kill it. You understand? It's just going to die. Like, it doesn't matter if you damage it. It's just always dead. So you don't actually need to do anything to it because I'm sure that it dies. That's not fun. Like, that's really I mean, and again, keep this in mind. You know what my favorite class in the game is, so I'm saying this despite what I personally love, but I can completely understand why this just makes for bad group gameplay. Just being to your ally, like, no, 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 don't worry, nothing you do here matters. I kill it no matter what. It's like, are you serious? So like, what am I actually doing in this party? And the person's like, well, actually, I don't really know. I mean, I could kind of just do this without you. In fact, it might be easier for me to solve the scenario, So yeah, this is why this sort of gameplay is not good. So here we actually have to consider how many things we can execute with Vengeance. So in order to use Vengeance this turn, we will be required to use our minor mana. I mean, next turn, we will need to use... Go attack that 2-shield Golem with your attack 1. Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, I can attack... Well, yeah, I could attack this one or this one. But yeah, I mean, ECO's right. That's basically correct, right? Well, it's still not because maybe I can like refresh some meaningful items or something. But yeah, basically, it's like no, but just go attack this thing over there because that one I can't kill. You're like, but I can't attack that one very well. I'm making a giant AOE. I should hit as many enemies as possible. No, but those enemies are always dying. Just go attack this. I mean, even this. All right, so let's see what actually happens here though, because we do need to hit some things. If we use, I mean, it is worth using Vengeance here, I think. So if we use Wand of Storms plus Minor Mana Potion, we'll still have 1 Minor Mana Potion left, so I think that's fine. We'll be able to use Vengeance immediately next turn. So if we use Vengeance immediately next turn, what do we hit? So right now these guards are both moving up. The guards have 3 movement. So, I mean, they go basically here and here, always. So there'll be 2 guards here, the Shaman will stay here. So we won't be able to Vengeance everything. What about the Golem? What is it doing? It's retaliating, so it's doing nothing. So it's going to be here, 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 and here. So realistically, we're going to execute the 2 guards then, because they're clumped. It's a shame, because executing the Golem would be very valuable. If only the Golem was clumped with something else, but it's not. So actually, what's best is, man, and this is, I mean, Vengeance is a stupid ability. Executes are kind of bad. So what would be fun and make sense is for us to use the compass to throw like this down into here, right? But in reality, what's actually best for us to do is just use the compass and to put this shaman here. So Thesclius, do I pronounce that correctly? Thesclius? So Theskios' question is, how do you feel about execute moves that have an HP limit? I think execute moves that have an HP limit are the best design for it. I think my favorite designed execute in the game is Disintegration Beam for the Tinkerer. I think it's difficult to use, very rewarding when you can pull it off. Is a little bit too good against Flame Demon specifically, but honestly, who's really going to complain if we get something which helps a little bit against Flame Demons, right? Um, but yeah, so HP limit ones I think are good. I think lost executes are generally it's the Schloiz, roughly the Schloiz. But I did pick a name no one could ever pronounce. I did like Disintegration Beam. So uh, Lost executes are balanced. I don't think there's a problem with those. I think they're just not very fun design. I mean, and to be clear, some things I criticize in Gloomhaven, Isaac doesn't disagree with, but Isaac is actually removing old executes, but he's not doing executes in the future. So Isaac has also agreed at this point that executes aren't good gameplay. So I think it's kind of fine for everyone to bash on executes at this point because they're more or less something that most people don't like, including the designer of the game, and it's fine to know that they're getting rid of them going forward. But it's always interesting to point out why they are bad and like I mean bad for the game, not bad in the game. They're very good in the game. So yeah, lost executes are just kind of uninteresting for the most part because again, they don't have the problem of warping the game, but they still have the same sort of problem. Like, no, I'm just going to kill that enemy, and also just kind of creating uninteresting gameplay. But yeah, so I think the best executes are ones that have very rigid rules around them. I think so. Visage, which is the level 5 for the Scoundrel, is also probably a little bit too good. Although it varies so much from party sizes. In 4, it's actually kind of weak. In 2, it's very good. Solo, it's very good. In non-communication parties, it's not. So I think Visage is borderline fine. Again, Disintegration Beam is my favorite. Ones that have minimum HP limits are also fine. But yeah, so harsh restrictions make them more interesting. The problem is I mean, this just doesn't even make sense, though, if we're being honest, with something like Vengeance. Let's just grab that out. So, elemental restrictions were supposed to be harsh restrictions, but they're really not. I mean, this one it isn't remotely, right? Because we literally have a card which creates it. But in the end, because of the fact that you can get items and stuff like that, elemental restrictions just didn't end up being the strict enough restrictions that they were supposed to be. So, yeah. I think, generally speaking, non-loss executes are very dangerous. If the restrictions are very difficult, then I think they're okay, but it's a very fine line to tread, and I think it's very easy to end up being either completely unusable or too good. So I think, yeah, I mean, an example like Disintegration Beam is really the best. Yeah, the other level 7 Elementalist card is quite fun. The bottom is also, I mean, this is a nice card, right? The top is not great because again, it just suffers from the same. I mean, all right, the top is not great purely on power level. It suffers from the same issues that heals just aren't correctly tuned at higher levels. A level 7 heal card like this should easily just be a heal 4 by default, right? And then heal 6 with Earth. This would be fine. This would never run the risk of being too strong. But yeah, this is a good card because again, you've got a nice bottom attack with lots of powerful effects, and then you've got a nice support action on top when you're out of combat. Again, and in fact, we'll probably take Pragmatic Reinforcement as a level 8 card because the level 8 cards to the Elementalists are much more questionable. But right, unfortunately, even though this is a cool card, you're never taking it at 7 because you have Vengeance, and because Vengeance just plays too well into your other stuff. Vengeance, in my opinion, is a design mistake. And I guess in Isaac's opinion at this point as well. All right, so now we have to decide what we're catastrophic bombing. Back to that. So we kind of have two choices here, which are interesting. 3, 4, 3, 2. Does it work like that? It'll be difficult to aim this. Yeah, that would work. So this is really interesting, right? All right, well, I'm going to do this right away, no matter what. So we're going to use our compass, and we're going to move him to here. Like I said, this is just to set up a perfect vengeance next turn, which is obviously the correct way to do things. He won't move from there no matter what he does. No, nothing he'll do before we can vengeance. We'll get him to move from there, and the guards will go there and there, so we're good. So now the only question we have is what should we attack? We wanted to do this before attacking because our goal with this attack is primarily, we're going to gain 1 experience. We're always using Catastrophic Bomb here. Our goal with this attack is going to be to refresh the compass. So we can either hit the 2 Stone Golems, because we can do 3, 4, 3, 2, or we can hit these 3 guys. So hitting these 3 guys does no damage, because again, they're all going to die next turn, but it does give us 3 flips to refresh. Hitting these gives us 2 flips to refresh, but the possibility of doing meaningful damage, the question is how realistic is meaningful damage? And I would say not very realistic, right? So, oh, and actually that has no, never mind, not hitting him. Because this actually has, oh no, this hasn't gone yet because we just opened the door. So it doesn't have its retaliate yet. No. We can never damage this. We can only damage this if we get specifically a +2. We do have 3 +2s in our deck, but then it's only 1 damage. I think the small possibility of 1 damage here isn't more valuable than 1 more flip trying to get a refresh item. So even though these are all going to die, we're still going to attack them. So again, we're just looking for one kind of modifier. And what sucks here is we can actually waste the blesses that were given to us by the Soothsayer, but this is still the correct thing to do. Blesses don't do anything here because it's an attack 1. I mean, yeah, we could hit these and use the potion, but that's going a bit far because we really want our compass back because we need to clear one of these traps, and so compassing one of the stone golems into the trap is the best way to do that. All right, so we're going to do 1, 3, 4 in that order. All of these attack 1s. We just want to see the refreshes. Yeah, fine. Fine. So we didn't get what we really wanted, and we got rid of a bless. I'm going to do the damage just to be careful, since you never know what can happen, I guess, theoretically, although realistically, we have a pretty good idea what's going to happen. All right, so we did 2 damage there. The guards have 16 health normally. So we did 2 damage here as well, and then we did no damage here. Yeah, those are some flips, huh? Okay, so we're done. There's nothing else really for us to do, so that's fine. All right, so then the guards go. So like we said, we're gonna have a guard which goes here, and a guard which goes here. Both of these are going to attack us. Their attacks are for 4. We have 2 shield currently, 1 from Crushing Hammer, 1 from Defensive Ditty. Ooh, okay, that's pretty painful. So that actually turns that into a 5, which is 3 damage to us. Yeah, we're getting a bit beat up. Having to tank for this Orchid is not an easy job. Wow! Okay. Another 3. Ugh, this is, they're flipping quite well thus far. All right, and so then the Shaman goes, and the Shaman fortunately only attacks us for 3, does not move again. Yeah, see, kind of not the right order for that. Oh, we've been putting curses from the wrong deck, actually. Oh, well, just have to switch these around for now. Because the Shaman was only attacking for 3, so a curse there only prevented 1 damage. A curse on the guards would have prevented 2 or 3 since they actually flip +1s. Oh well. So no damage there. The Shaman is done. Shaman doesn't have any additional effects. So then it's just the Elementalist who's last. So we're actually just going to immobilize and muddle the Stone Golem. Immobilizing him, since we're going down here, is actually going to prevent him, unless he does a range attack, from hitting the Orchid. If he does his ranged immobilizing attack, yeah, it's going to be really bad for us. That might actually lose us the scenario. But we can't count on that. I mean, it's only 1 out of 5. So, you know, it is what it is. We were prepared to stun him if he did it this turn. Of course, he's sentient, so he's going to wait until he knew we're out of stuns for him to do it, but what can you do? All right, so we're going to use the top of Simulacrum. We're going to consume fire and light, gaining 1 experience, and we're going to do, we need to actually move first. Oh, we get retaliated, actually. Is taking 3 retaliate worth an immobilize? Probably. He has only 1 ranged attack left in his deck, so so basically, all right. Well, let's move first because no matter what, we need to move because we don't want to make a disadvantage attack. So we move there first, using the bottom of our enhancement. We haven't short rested yet, so there's no point in using endurance. All right. So basically, if we make this attack with Simulacrum, we are immobilizing him, which should theoretically stop him from attacking for 7 on the Orchid next turn by preventing him from moving, especially because he has only attacks left. He doesn't have derpy things like the retaliate anymore. So, oh, whoops, this guy should have died. Just forgot that. Because he had 1 health left and he was wounded. So if he specifically flips his ranged immobilize attack, then it was certainly very, very bad to immobilize him because we're just taking 3 damage from retaliate for nothing. But again, that's only a 1 out of 5 flip. On the other 4 out of 5 flips, immobilizing him prevents him from doing an attack 7 on the Orchid or on one of us. So this is absolutely worth it. Yep, so we will do this. So we will attack 2 immobilize muddle targeting the Stone Golem. All right. Getting a +0, that's fine. Actually, I would have loved to get an element. Where are our elements? Ugh. All right. So an immobilize and a muddle. Both there. And then we take 3 retaliate. We did no damage to him. And then we're going to use Wand of Storms and the Minor Mana Potion to create Dark, and the other element doesn't really matter. I guess Light he can create. Oh no, it's Dark and Wind. My bad. Yep, because the Wand was for Wind and the Potion was for Dark. All right. That'll do it. So, what have we? Oh, and then he moves to here. So like I said, we really want to try to use the... Well, let's just do our short rest to begin with, then we'll worry about what we're doing. Just can't lose Vengeance. Yeah, I mean, Silver Akram is one of our best cards, but I mean, we literally can't reroll because if we lose Vengeance, we just lose the scenario. And Primal Duality also hurts quite a bit. So, where are you? There you are. And again, it's got to be our earliest initiative, Primal Duality. We can actually recover Primal Duality here, so it doesn't matter that we're using it for nothing, because we can just use it as a default move too, just to move up a little bit, and get it back. So what's really important here is actually preventing this from moving, so that it's still in range to go into the trap. I guess if it moves, we can have it go this way. It's kind of the same thing. So yeah, I guess how much movement does it have? It has 3 though, right? Yeah, so if it does move 3, it's actually going to go to here, and then it'll be out of, I guess it can go to here. Yeah, these are kind of equal, and there's no, because it's melee, so we'd prefer it to be closer to this. So stunning this would be good. Realistically, oh, hold on, we have to do our other short rest. God, a long rest would be so nice. We'd refresh both these things, which we need a lot. Can we long? I actually think we should long rest. It heals us for effectively 5 here and gives us 2 movement. Yeah. Yeah, I think we actually should long rest. We've taken too much damage here. We can't just keep running along like this. All right. And long resting in the snare is not something you normally want to do, but we really need, I mean, the heal 5. We're basically spending a turn where we don't move to gain 2 future movement and 5 future health. Yeah. I think that's correct. All right, so we will long rest. So the point is, no matter what, we need to go before 28 with the Soothsinger, and we need to play the stun. So why do we want to play the stun? Well, because in case he does do his immobilize attack, we can then stun him, which is, again, really, really important so we don't lose the scenario by him pulling the Orchid back in and pummeling him to death. And if he doesn't end up doing that and the immobilize does work, then we can actually just move up and 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, stun that even from here, which keeps this closer to the traps. So then what do we want to do with our other things? So we need to go before 28, which is when their, 28, which is when their immobilize thingy is. It can pretty much be anything. We do need to do a minimum move 2, which could be switching a song, but no, we're playing this on top. We definitely don't want to switch songs. So it's just, I guess Nimble Knife is fine. Gives us a bit more movement, which is flexible. And 27 is just before the 28, so that works fine. All right. So this is all right. Let's go. Oh, you! Ah, so we took it for nothing. But again, it was only a 1 out of 5, right? Of course, it's a 1 out of 5. We knew it. We knew it. Oh, God, it's so frustrating. Do they have 2 of these? Maybe they do. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, Isio, sentient, exactly. And an immobilize attack from the Shaman, that's actually fine. I'm just going to mobilize the Quartermaster, that doesn't really do much. Alright, so the Shaman goes first and is going to make an immobilize attack 3, targeting the Quartermaster. Jeez. That's something. Alright, so this goes here, and so the attack is for 4. We just have 1 shield from defensive Diddy, so we take 3. Well, so much for getting health back. God, flips are unbelievable. Alright, so then we're up on the Elementalist. And again, they had only 3 cards in their deck that could go faster as well, before just dying. Oh well. I guess it's better this than the Curse. This is literally the second worst. The Curse would have been worse. Alright, so we're going to begin by using Vengeance. We already have line of sight on all these things, so we're just going to consume these 2 elements, gain 1 experience, and Vengeance them. Okay, and then we're going to use the bottom of Primal Duality. Is there any point in creating the two elements? I mean, we don't have Simulacrum anymore. So those two elements basically do nothing for us. I mean, they just do that. So yeah, we can just grab that back. So where do we want to move to? Hold on. So they're pulling and immobilizing people. So we definitely want the closest to this Stone Golem to be the Quartermaster. Means we have to move more over this way. Because if anyone has to get immobilized next to it, it really needs to be, yeah, the Quartermaster. This one will be stunned. Getting the immobilized. I mean, that's taking 3 damage to nothing, but so be it. So yeah, I think we'll just do a generic move 2 to this coin. This makes the most sense. Here we go. Using the bottom of Primal Duality just as a default move 2, and using 1 charge for a Minor Endurance Potion to get it back, because this gives our best initiative and nice hand size for an extra turn. Alright, so Singer's up next. Gain 1 experience for having a song up. Use the top of Provoke Terror to stun him. I'm sure the Elite... Oh, because the Elite will reach the Elementalist if we go there. I guess we can move more. Yeah, I mean, he's always reaching, right? He has 4 movement and 3 range, so he reaches 7. But there's nowhere we can move into the room, is there, that really changes anything if we don't move into the room? But at the same time, the Quartermaster also just can't take all the attacks. I mean, the Quartermaster's at 7 life. So I think it's actually, I mean, none of us can really afford to take the attack, but the Elementalist has 1 more shield, technically. Well, no healing potion. I don't know. I mean, this is just the by far worst flip we could ever possibly see here. This is truly horrendous flip because it means that we have to stun this one, so both of these are attacking. Again, we took damage last turn so that we wouldn't have to deal with this one, and it did the 1 card which makes it otherwise. So otherwise we would have been able to stun this one wouldn't have attacked, we would just have this one. It's just, I don't know. I mean, getting unlucky on this scenario, on an already excruciating scenario, is really frustrating, to be honest. But yeah, so if we move, I mean, if we don't move into the room, because anywhere we go into the room, we're always getting focused by this Elite as the Elementalist. Or I guess the Soothsayer goes after, so it'll be the Elementalist. Oh, but then this one's gonna, they're both gonna pummel that person because it's gonna get pulled up. Oh, it's unbelievable. This is, I mean, the amount to which this is different is almost impossible to explain. Because again, because we have to stun this, we don't stun this, because this one's gonna go, if we move into the room, we're gonna get pulled up by it, so this one will actually focus us. So we'd have to not move into the... Oh, God. And then the Quartermaster still has to survive the attacks. So yeah, if we use the boots and go here, is that true? Then this one will go to here, pull us to here. Yeah, you're right. Ah, let me miss out on a coin. I mean, yeah, like I said, we've got to try to beat the scenario. I don't actually at this point, I mean, it's crazy to say this, but I think this one flip may really actually change the scenario for us. I mean, may be the difference between us winning and losing the scenario. It's a really tight balance for the scenario, and this is so bad. But yeah, you're right. If we go here, at least we split the attacks, which is the best way to do it. All right, so now the Stone Golems go. So again, this one just loses all these conditions we applied to it. This one moves to here, pulls us to here with his attack, which attack -2, so an attack 5. Yeah. I mean, the other problem is now, of course, we're at 4 life, immobilized next to something that hits for 7. So that's cool. And then this one will attack here, pulling here. This one attacks for 3. Kind of would have rather that the other way around again, but so be it. Oh yeah, you're right, Diddy is up. Sorry, 1 less damage. Good call. A little too tilted by what's going on here. Alright, guards are eliminated, so we can, all these things are eliminated except the Stone Golems. So we get our long rest, which refreshes this, and heals us for 2. Which item are we getting back? Or which card are we losing is what I mean. So I've got the way to do this now. A bit faster. Oops. Of course, because of the slant, doesn't put them perfectly, but so be it. Alright, Well, Catastrophic Bomb seems terrible here. I guess it's good in the next room, but are we even making it to the next room? Wow, we're certainly making it to the next room. Scroll of Judgment is very good. You probably still want Reinforced Steel, our best attacks. We definitely need the healing, certainly want the wound. Yeah, so I guess it's kind of Crushing Hammer or Catastrophic Bomb that we want to lose. Guess Crushing Hammer is probably better. Yeah, I guess we're losing Catastrophic. No, we need Catastrophic Bomb actually, because we need, well, no, we have the guaranteed refresh with the Utility Belt, but we kind of like to try to get that back in the next room so that we can use the compass there. We need all our big movement. Definitely need Scroll of Lightning. Maybe we do just go to Giant Club. Or Reinforced Steel. Yeah, maybe we just get Reinforced Steel. We just needed that in the beginning. The shield is relevant. Not sure how relevant. We're too split up. Here we're just going to be doing the other things. All right. Oh, yeah, and sorry. He also moved 1, 2, 3 to there. I don't even know how we're ever killing this thing is the biggest problem. Since we didn't wound it. If we wounded it, it would be a different story. All right, so what are we doing? We need to create ice and wind, but we don't have our wand anymore, so we'd have to use the moon earring. I guess that's actually really good. So let's do that. So the Elementalist is going to have to create wind for us. That's okay. The Elementalist probably needs to move. And I guess this shouldn't reach us. Yeah, it doesn't have range attack anymore. I guess it can get a +1 move. Honestly, if it gets a +1 move, whatever. I'm flipping the table and we're done with this game. It's not completely true, but so we shouldn't need to immobilize that or disarm that. This one we're going to push 3. It's not actually going to kill it though, right? It's 20 health, and we're going to do how much of these traps? 8, so 16, so it's going to be down to 4. A wound would be nice. Really, we want to wound this one. Because we're just planning on running from it. Can we go late and wound it? But we want to stun the one next to us. So we don't really want to go late. But I guess if we just play these 2 cards and just see how it lines up. Maybe we wound the one next to us. I mean, the fact that it would be disadvantage attack on the one next to us doesn't really matter. It's an attack 2 onto something with 2 shield. The most important thing is just getting the wound on all these golems as quickly as possible so that they start slowly ticking down. And we certainly do want to stun one. Even if we stun it after it goes, that's still fine. We're still stopping 1 turn of it attacking because it's not like it's going to die before then. So us, we always need to use that. We want to go early. I guess creating ice is good. That way we can use our... I don't really want to have to use the earrings. We don't have any other way of getting wind. Actually, we do have another way of getting wind. We can theoretically create wind next time. Quartermaster is not immobilized anymore, you're right. Good call. So wait a second. What if we... Because if we create ice and wind, then we can kill the one that we push through this stuff next turn with Winter's Edge. We're still taking an attack this turn is the biggest problem. If we could stun it, that would be nice, but we don't have ice. Don't have any elements. Is the bottom of... Are we actually... Is this really what we want to use? I think that's actually probably correct. So if we do this, we're not stunning this turn, but again, stunning this turn and stunning next turn doesn't change too much. This way we just, I mean, we're bladed boomeranging. Maybe this one if it runs up first, otherwise this one. And then we're just going to move and create wind, which we're going to do after the Elementalist is gone. So the Elementalist will have ice and wind next turn with Infernal Vortex in order to be able to use Winter's Edge to finish the Elite off, which will take 16 damage from the push this turn. So then we just need the Elementalist, the Soothsinger to go before and presumably to move up with a move 3. And what is she doing? I guess CCing this one is fine, but it's not necessary. Otherwise, we could do another top. We don't want to change songs. Diddy is still worth it, I think. Could change Nightmare Serenade. Does a move 2 get us far enough? Yeah, unless this gets +1 movement. But again, if it gets +1 movement, it's attacking anyway. So actually, move 2 is not bad. Start throwing some curses in their deck every turn. Diddy's not doing a ton. Yeah, maybe just Nightmare Serenade Song is fine, because bottom actions are just more valuable for us here. A heal would be really welcome. So this actually works. I mean, everyone desperately needs healing at this point. At the same time, the healing song would be very good. It would be healing 2 health per turn. Not on us, but on everyone else. I mean, at this point, Defensive Diddy is kind of doing the same thing as the healing song. We also do need to play a generic action at some point. Defensive, I mean, we're taking 1 attack on each of them at least this turn, so it's not really this turn we need a healing song. So no, I think the bottom heal is better right now, since Defensive Diddy is still effectively healing kind of 2 per turn. 2 turns until next room is opened. So yeah. Yeah, once we get into the next room, we will want Diddy back up again, which is interesting as well. So we get basically like 2 turns of getting 1 free curse with Nightmare Serenade, but I mean, the point is switching a song also gives us a move. The bottom here gives us heal 3, whereas the bottom here just gives us 1 curse, and the rest of these bottoms we don't really need. Yeah, I think this is fine. I mean, no matter what, we can play these 2 cards, and I guess we can decide afterwards. Worst case scenario, we can always switch it up, but I think this is a fine line. All right, let's go. So the only question then is, should the Quartermaster just go as late as possible? I guess yes. Oops. In the hope that the Elite moves up to here. I mean, if it just does its generic, I mean, normal move 3, move plus, I mean, +0/+0, then we will have range to hit it with wound, because wounding this is more valuable than wounding this right now, because this is easier for us to kill. Technically, we can just vengeance this at any point. So yeah, we should actually go later, because we're not stunning anymore anyway, so it's not so important to go early. All right, here we go. +1 movement. Come on! Come on! Really? Oh, this is just unbelievable. That's the only way. I did say I would do it. All right. It's not even satisfying flip button. We gotta rewind. Just kind of gets too laggy. I normally don't look through their decks, but here I'm going to. Right. Yeah. So this was a 1 out of 5 followed by a 1 out of 4, huh? Doesn't do anything, doesn't do anything, doesn't do anything, and oh yeah, I mean, so basically none of these do anything. Just this. Just this. I don't even. I mean, again, I hate this scenario. I hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. I've been dreading doing this. I've been putting it off as long as possible because I simply don't want to do this scenario. Like, getting unlucky on some scenarios is frustrating, but whatever. But getting unlucky on this scenario, which I never want to have to play again, is just, oh, so very brutal. So brutal. Oh, God, I wish I had some chocolates. I'm not fat, but this scenario could make me fat. All right. Well, anyway, nothing to do but make the best of it. So we're getting punched, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think as well, but the ring doesn't actually do anything. I mean, the ring, well, all right. Technically, the ring could do something. No, not even, because we have to move first. So yeah, it can never do anything. I mean, it can allow us to move further, but then the dude's still getting hit. Technically, the dude takes 1 less damage since we have defensive GD, but it's not worth using the ring just to move a tiny bit more. Whew, how was that? All right, so let's see. Unfortunately, we lost that because of rewinding. So we gain 1 experience for having a song up. Yeah, I mean, if we move and give him +2 shield, then we would just be using the ring to effectively heal for 3, right? I think we can probably get a better use out of the ring than that. And really, we'd be using it to heal 2, because we can always just use a generic move here. I guess the generic move doesn't work because we don't have a good top. We have to switch songs, I think. All right. Anyway, yeah, sorry, I'm just a little bit thrown off by that not being over there. So let's go in order. So Elementalists or Soothsayers first. So we gained 1 experience. And we're going to switch to, yeah, I think Nightmare Serenade. Because we're not going to have Defensive Ditty being meaningful here. Well, I guess losing Defensive Ditty here is actually meaningful. Because all of them are getting to attack. So again, Defensive Ditty is healing 2 here. Switching to giving curses isn't doing much. But then we're getting a heal 3. Yeah, I think that's better. If we do this, we get a heal 2. I mean, all right, so if we switch this in for Defensive Ditty, we're getting heal 2 now, but we're also probably getting heal 2 in the future when Defensive Ditty might not always be relevant. If we switch this in, who knows what we're actually getting, but we're also getting a heal 3 here. Except here, I guess we're getting 1 curse. How valuable? So the question is, we can get 1 curse and heal 2 every turn, or we can get a curse every turn. It's just so difficult to evaluate the curse every turn. It's really not a great song, but I think I'm just going to try this. I've also just never played this song, so why not? Let's have some fun. So I suppose we're healing ourselves because we're about to get pounded. So we're going to heal ourselves for 3 with Soothing Lullaby, and we're going to use Nightmare Serenade as a song. So this gets rid of Defensive Ditty, activates Nightmare Serenade. Is that correct? No, because then the Elementalist is actually getting hit for too much. With Defensive Ditty up, well, the Elementalist is still taking 5. So they would have to get a -1. Again, let's just remind everyone of this. I guess a -1 is possible. Not losing a card is nice. So but in that case, we would have to keep Defensive Ditty up. Then we're not playing any songs, and we're not doing a top action here. No, that seems wrong. No. I mean, I guess actually it's true that if we use the ring for Echoing Aria here, it actually blocks damage on everyone, not just him. So it's actually more than that. So you're right. All right, so let's actually reevaluate. So we'd have to move. We do nothing with a top action, which sucks. Yeah, Mana Potion to stun does actually do it. You're right. No, Mana Potion to stun doesn't work. We have to use the Mana Potion for wind. We don't get the push. If we don't get the push this turn, we're never pushing it. He goes after, so we can't use this. Compass first, no. Now the wind's coming for the Quartermaster for next turn. We need wind next turn for Winter's Edge, which was to kill it. This turn we need it from the Soothsayer. It's just not playing a top feels so bad, but I guess it's probably actually correct. So then we just move. So we're missing heal 3, but we're gaining the ice the Elementalist is creating by moving with. Oh yeah, we can't actually move. We're immobilized. Yeah, I forgot about that. Well, that's also unfortunate. I mean, it's still correct to push this turn. I guess then in that case we should have had the Quartermaster go faster and fix this. I forgot about us being immobilized. So let's see. If we don't play a song, we just do a generic move, and then we use Echoing Aria using the ring, it's going to block. So we'll have Defensive Ditty on 3 people, plus Echoing Aria. So we'll be blocking 9 damage this turn. So instead of healing for 3, we'll move 1 more, we'll block 9 damage. But we'll also use the ring. So basically be using the ring for heal 6 then, actually. Well, kind of. Not exactly, because it's switching the song. So it's really... No, yeah, it is ring for heal 6. Yeah. That actually might be worth it. Yep, as ECO said. God. I mean, technically we can create the ice with this. Oh, I hate... These shielded enemies are just such a problem for our party. I mean, no. It's just this deck is actually the problem here. This time, we actually had some fine lines here. I just don't know. No, I'm just gonna go with this. This is fine. Whatever. I mean, who knows? At least I'm getting a coin. I'm kind of just giving up, to be honest. I'm not sure if I really am, but whatever. We're getting the chest. We're gonna pick up a coin here. We'll be fine. So I guess we have a healing potion, so we should heal someone else. So we're actually going to use our healing potion to heal ourselves, so we're going to heal the Elementals for 3 then, with Soothing Lullaby. Alright, sure. So we're done at 11, and we use the Minor Mana Potion to create Wind. So then the Elementals is up. Next up today, Scenario 72. No, just one of these today. Alright, so then it's the Elementalist turn. So as stated, we are not creating ice. Well, we're going to begin by using Shaping the Ether. Gain 1 experience. Consume Wind, so we get attack 1, range 3. Well, we can flip ice here. With a disadvantaged attack, push 3 on this Golem. Come on, ice on the first one? No. So ambiguous, +1 does nothing. Push 3, 1, 2, 3. There we go. So 16 damage, putting us down to 4. So should I use this now? But how are we ever killing this if we don't use Winter's Edge? I mean, technically we can use this, but that's crazy. No, the Schloiz, this is actually ambiguous. This has a added effect or beneficial effect. I forget what it's called exactly in the FAQ/rulebook. So basically, anytime you have an added effect on a modifier, it is always considered ambiguous with anything else. Unless one has a strictly higher number, although I don't believe there's a modifier deck that has a strictly higher number with added effect. But for example, like the Soothsinger has +3 muddle, whereas the Quartermaster Crygard has +2 muddle. That would actually not be ambiguous, but yes, otherwise it's always ambiguous when you draw added effects. This is why Advantage is pretty useless on the Elementalist, because his deck, I mean, like you should just never use the goggles on this class because his deck is full of +0 element cards, so like every flip you have is pretty much as ambiguous. So you never really get any benefit from it. All right. Yeah, well, no, I don't think we should bring this back. It gives us a nice initiative. We still got a nice initiative anyway. We can create ice with this anyway, and then just don't know how we're doing this. This is so bad. Yeah, I don't know. All right, well, anyway. What if... That's too late, we already made the attack. Yeah. All right, so the Stone Golems go now. Time for us to lose. So 1, 2... Well, I'm exploiting ambiguity here. I don't even care. Don't even care a little bit. Attack 6 on the Elementalist. Sure. Not flip the curses. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's fair, the Schleis, but again, it's just rules as written. Isaac wanted a system where the rules dictated what you choose, not the player, so that the onus wasn't on the player as much as possible. To have like solid rules, I mean, clear rules, I guess I should say. Well, I guess it's clear if players choose, but to have the game itself make the decisions. Basically, the idea of the game, obviously, is very similar to, I mean, the inspiration for the game is clearly like video game RPGs and a lot of mechanics in the game. So in the video game RPG, you know, you make your attack, and then the game mechanics themselves determine what happens from the attack for you. So the idea is to have the same sort of system here. Okay, and then this one just attacks the Quartermaster. Oh wait, no, I've only flipped one of their attacks, right? Yes. No, sorry. This is the attack 6 on the Soothsinger. 5. And then the 4 on the Quartermaster. Okay. I mean, whatever. I won't complain about a curse in general. So now we're up here. Well, we're always wounding this one. That's the most important target. So we'll start with that. Gain 1 experience, make an attack 2, range 3 wound, targeting the elite number 4. +2. Oh, actually 1 damage. Nice. Nice. And a wound. And then we have the bottom of Scroll of Lightning. Pushes with one more. Do we have a push one after that? No, we do not. So it doesn't really change anything for it to be there. I mean, I guess then we just kill it with Giant Club next turn instead of Winter's Edge. All right, sure. But I guess there's no reason to push it then. But we can just move over there no matter what. It'd be good if we go here, actually. This would stop him, keep him one further from the door, but it wasn't really changing anything. He's making it through next turn no matter what. God. All right, 1, 2, 3. Moving to there. No real reason to push. Creating wind, which also doesn't seem very relevant anymore. It's not like we can short rest early here, I think. And yeah, we don't want to use our boots for one more movement. All right, this is fine. That's the end of the round. So this needs to be reshuffled. I have to do all the stuff manually because we did the rewind, which messes things up. And this goes to there. All right, so what are we doing now? Well, we're certainly disarming, and I suppose just doing a generic move since we need to. Oh yeah, sorry. And then he goes 1, 2, 3 to there. Unbelievably dumb, this guy. Well, is 4 health left? No, so an attack 5 doesn't kill him. Attack 5 does 2 damage. I don't even know what we're planning here. We have wind, which doesn't really. Oh, but then we can do our own attack 5. Yeah, 2 attack 5s should kill him. Sure. Let's do that. He's going through the door. There's just nothing we can do about it here. No reason to be preoccupied by that. So what do we want to use to move? I guess when we enter the next room, we need to use Catastrophic Bomb. We kind of want this. I guess this, no, we need early initiative because we need to hit this early. So maybe we are just using this now. Yeah, because we want to kill it before it can go. 15, 17 works. Then we have more movement to go into the next room. I think that's fine. At least we played all our attack 5s. Oh, God. I should have known what I was getting myself into when I agreed to do this scenario today. All right. Soothsayer's up first. Gain 1 experience and give them a curse. We have a disarm, which isn't doing much. It's got this, which isn't doing much. We can bring back Throw Voice. We can bring back both these cards. I don't think that's right, though. We could switch songs. Seems like a bad song to have, but it would actually let us move more, which is good. I think that's actually worth it. And we just have to run. How we're ever killing this, I don't really know, but again, that's not really for us to decide now. The goal is to get to the chest, who cares? All right, so that means it's actually correct to use the bottom of Throw Voice as a generic, no, sorry. First, we're gonna actually use the top of Echoing Aria as a song, which is terrible without a doubt. No, not this again. So here, yeah, all right. So we activate this, which because of our loot, gives us a generic, our default, or whatever, move 2. And then we're gonna use the bottom of Throw Voice as a move 3. That's why we get to keep Throw Voice as well, which is a positive. And so we use another charge of the Minor Endurance Potion to bring back Throw Voice. We have terrible initiative next turn, but doesn't seem to matter. All right, so we're done. Stone Golems set up Retaliate. So yeah. I don't even know. Let's go into the next room, I guess. So we're going to do move to shield with Crushing Hammer, plus we're going to have to use our boots to get a total of 4 movement. 1, 2, 3 to here. Nothing remotely close to hit with the giant club. Oh, there and there. At least we're going to get the chest. So this is going to be the opposite of the previous Enoch scenario, in scenario 3, which we completed and then never went back for the chest. This one we're going to get the chest and then just never come back. All right, so we've got a stump here. We've got an elite, a regular. The regular is an archer. Yep. All right. So we have 1 more movement. Let's see what they're up to first. -1 and range attacks, huh? So 2 movement and range 2. So the elite at least won't reach us. That's good. Well, he wasn't supposed to reach us no matter what. All right. So we don't want to move it any further because, like I said, then the elite will reach us. So we'll just stop here. But then Red Thorn's going to there. I guess. Who knows? We have to do this no matter what. All right, so we're using a utility belt. During your turn, you or one ally may refresh one of your spent or consumed items. So we're using the utility belt and refreshing the Doom Compass, and then we're using the Doom Compass and having him take a lovely little stroll through these 2 traps. Just 16 damage, which puts him down to 5. And yeah, we're not going to use Giant Club, and there's no point in using Endurance to get it back. And again, stopping here makes sense because then the elite doesn't hit us, which definitely seems worthwhile avoiding. All right, so then the archer goes, some traps, huh? -1 movement, so 2 movement. But how much range? 4 range. So this actually doesn't put it any closer, right? No, because here, yes. From here it can attack. So it was here. Here it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But this actually gives it a path where it is only 1 away from its focus, whereas this gives it a path where it would be 2 away from its focus. So it makes sense to go here. And well, then it's actually going to create a trap there. And we're going to need a different type of trap. And this is a 3 damage trap. It does not have range. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another reason to have stopped short. Okay, so then the Elementalist is up next. So we can go there with Boots of Striding. Yeah. That's probably okay. I'm not doing anything with the top action this turn, that's for sure. Just creating those 2 elements matter so much right now. Otherwise we can just heal for 2, but not move at all. Not sure that that's better. The next turn we could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe going fast using the boots. Maybe that is better. All right, yeah, let's do that. So let's use the top or the bottom of Winter's Edge actually to create. Of course, creating the 2 elements. No, we can use here. All right, creating fire and light. We're going to do a heal 2, range 2, so it just has to be on ourself. So we're up to 4. Okay. And we're going to do nothing with the top of Primal Duality because that would be crazy. So we need it. Even if we wanted to use the loss here, we can't hit these two. We could hit this one, but again, we need to keep this for vengeance. Okay. Oops. So this was actually... Oh, oops, we did things in the wrong order. It was supposed to be him first. Oh, God. I mean, I wasn't going into the room anyway, first with him as a move for using my boots. So I guess then the question I would have had to ask is, would I have done something differently here? Probably not. He would have been here. Yeah, no, it wouldn't have made any difference. We would have done what we did here. Oops, my bad. And so then the guards go. So 1, 2 doesn't reach us. 1, 2 does reach us and makes an attack for. So 5. We have 1 shield from Crushing Hammer, and that's it. Oh, there's also 2 retaliate here. So he takes 2 from Echoing Aria Song. We block 1 here and 1 here of the 5, so we take 3. And that's the end of the round. Yeah, our initiative sucks, but I think it's still correct to play these 2 cards. Yeah, Retaliate Song has some situations where it can be good. It's good against like Flame Demons. We've had to use it there before. The biggest reason you don't use Retaliate Song is just because the bottom is so good. All right. So like I said, we want to run a bunch, which we can actually do with either of our cards. But Fire can be used to attack 3. This guy has 4 health, no, 5 health left. So we would just need a +1. Oof, that's tough. Because we can use Rose of Evocation on Light plus Raw Enhancement as an attack 3, so 4. So we would need to get a +1 to kill him. But using these 2 cards together also sucks for initiative. We kind of have to play this. We don't have ice, so this also kind of sucks. It's just basically going to be an attack 3, consuming some element. But we need to run away before these. I mean, if these things all smash us, we just lose the scenario. So I guess we can do this, because we can use the fire here to get a move 5, whereas Crystallizing Blast is just a move 4. And we just have to hope 28 is before them. If it's not, I think it has to be, but if it's not, well, so be it. All right, so here actually Catastrophic Bomb is good, because getting an item refresh would be great. I'm kind of praying for one of those for a while. We can actually do it with Sharpening Kit. Because we don't so... Oh yeah, sorry, this would have moved to here last turn. I guess we can choose either of these spots, so there. Yeah, I guess Sharpening Kit is actually fine here. Yeah. Skewering them with the club, or I mean with our big attack 5 would have been nice. Unfortunately, we just played it. So yeah, I think this makes the most sense. Can we Sharpening Kit and not move? Yeah, I mean, otherwise the Golem's going to come hit him. I guess if it gets -1 move, we can consider just using Sharpening Kit as a generic move instead. I guess stunning him is maybe just better, because moving is quite valuable. Again, what are the odds of this getting -1 move? Although, we kind of also just have to get lucky to win this scenario, so maybe it is decent to count on -1 move. No, but then we have terrible initiative, and we're going at 46, whereas here we get the 23. Here we could have 26, but this is just a bottom we need less here. All right, whatever, let's go. Chain pull indeed. So yeah, it's gonna be pull and then immobilize, pull and immobilize, pull and immobilize. Exactly what we wanted. Yep, this is... I don't even know here. I mean, well, this is like Themris's sentience theory exemplified very strongly. Yeah, and the guards have shield, which is also kind of annoying, but whatever. Archer also goes before us. Sure, why not? So the archer's gonna... Oh, hold on. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So actually the archer just attacks the orchid here immediately. So attack is at -1, so an attack 3 wound on the orchid. All right, well, he's wounded. So he has 21 life but wound. Guards have just 1 shield. So then it is the quartermaster's turn. So how do we avoid losing this scenario? I guess we don't at this point. Like I said, we just have to get the chest, and we're never coming back. So what if we can never beat the main quest? The main quest is dumb anyway. We don't want that item. So the Soothsayer is always going to be here. It's going at 44. So yeah, even though our disarm was theoretically disarming one of them, again, the 28 here on this specific card, not really anything we can do about that, right? We can use the compass to kill this if we get a refresh. Get the A team and come back. Yeah, maybe that'll be the solution, is just to come back with a party better designed for this scenario. Although, honestly, like, I think our party was doing fine. Like, I mean, let's be honest. We have kill cards, yeah, we just kind of do lack Pierce, but the biggest issue, again, is more their flips than anything. They've really, I mean, like, so in Descent, you play the Overlord, right? I think for the most part, if this person could know what cards we were playing, I mean, like if there was someone controlling this deck, at least for the last 4 turns, basically, if there was someone controlling this deck and they knew exactly the cards we were playing, I think they probably would have stacked the cards specifically in the order that they have. Like, I don't think you could make a better order for the last 4 cards than the specific 4 that have come up. Because again, the Retaliate last turn was huge because it's actually the reason why this one is still alive. Otherwise, it would be dead. And obviously, the 2 of these combined with the +1 move. Like I said, literally, I think the last 4 cards for them have been perfect. So I don't know. That's really the thing which is making us lose the scenario more than anything. So yeah, I think we'll come back. I'm not sure with this party. I mean, you can only do this scenario once so easily. All right. So yeah, the Soothsayer, no matter what, is getting pulled back here. Even if we have the compass to kill this one will still make it to the Soothsayer. So they're still always going to chain pull, mobilize, and kill the Soothsayer back there. So in that case, we might as well just use Sharpening Kit's bottom. Let's do it. So we'll buff you and all allies within range 2 at +1 to all your attacks this round. Why not? And then we're going to use Catastrophic Bomb. And I guess we're just going to go crazy here, right? Let's have some fun. Major Power Potion. That puts us up to 4. We get to hit all these. We'll do Archer, Elite Guard, Regular Guard. So it's an attack 4 on all of them. Okay, Archer. Nice. Give us back our Doomed Compass. So we got a 4 here. And then the Elite Guard. So 5 is 1 shield. So 4 down to 1, unfortunate. And then the Regular Guard. Oops, not there. Here. All right. So then we're going to use our compass. And again, it certainly makes sense to execute this guy. Yeah. So then we're done. We can't create elements or anything like that. So we're up on the Elementalist. We're going to use the bottom of Pure Augmentation. Yeah, we'll just try to kill the Elite Guard, I think. Makes no sense. So yeah, we use the bottom of Pure Augmentation, just consuming fire, to give us a move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to use the top of Stoking Hail simply as an attack 2, range 3. We have +1 buff from the kit, so attack 3, range 3, targeting the Elite Guard. There's ice now. Got that last turn, it would have been a different story here. So he's dead. Okay. 1 damage from its wound. Hold on. So has +1 movement, so 4 movement with 3 range. Well, it just needs to get to 3 range. 1, 2. So attacks here. -2, so 5. So 4. We will get the retaliate at least. Because it is us as well. No, it's all allies. Oh, really? Wow, we're not even getting the beauty of this? Retaliate song just affects allies? Woof. Ugh. Brutal. All right, and then we get pulled over to here with an attack 3. All right, well, that's 2 cards. I'm not even looking here. Like I said, I'm just gonna pick up the chest. Oops, I actually forgot to place the chest. But I'll pick up the chest, maybe yeah, all eyes. Well, all eyes not including yourself does make sense, but it is, I mean, for most of the time it's fine. The cards are powerful enough. This card, I wonder. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense to be consistent. All right, well, the Soothsinger goes. Well, we don't get to move. Guess we're just gonna disarm one of them just to buy a little bit of time and do nothing. We're immobilized. We gain 1 experience for having a song up. Why not? End of the round. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna end the scenario this turn. I don't wanna waste any more of everyone's time. There's no beating at this point with her back there. This is quite over. All right. So sure, we'll just do a short rest so we can gain 1 experience or more. Do we want to keep that? No, this can give us experience on bottom. We can't gain experience on top. It's our lowest initiative though. Sure, let's reroll to guarantee we get to go before being killed. Sure. I mean, yeah, we could do a move 4, but we're not making it away from them. And like I said, this scenario is a tightrope to begin with, and way too much has gone wrong at this point to truly believe that we can win. I guess we should actually just short rest on him then to get better, or to get experience. 1 experience might matter, who knows? Sure, it's gone. What we actually want is Primal Duality. Oh, no, actually, we can play this move to gain 1, and we can play Primal Duality to gain 1. Where are you? There we go. 1 experience and 1 experience. So here, 1 experience, and top doesn't matter. Something to keep myself alive, I guess. Sure. And here, let's short rest. Sure. So again, the Elementalist has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 easily with boots. Also, we have earring boots, so we can actually go 9. There's no issue there. Here, can we gain experience on bottom while moving? No, we can't. And I'd rather gain a coin. So we just play a top. Just scroll Judgment because that gives 2. And then early move, which moves a fair amount. Yeah, onto a coin. All right, let's go. None of them go before any of us, so I'm just gonna do the things. So I gain 1 experience here, and I gain 1 experience here. This consuming the ice gives me move 5, plus my boots is move 7 total. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 onto the chest. I'll grab it in a second. Here we gain 1 experience because we still have a song up, and then we gain 1 experience just by playing. The next time an ally within range 2 suffers damage this round, they suffer no damage instead. So just 2 experience because we can't. Oh no, actually, never mind. We'll subtract 1 experience because we, again, care more about coins. And we'll actually just do a generic move onto one of these many coins we left behind because we were actually trying to beat the scenario at that point. Okay, so we grab a coin there. And then here, we gain 2 experience. You and all enemies within range 4 suffer 2 damage. And we can easily do this and still have the round. Again, none of them are going before us. This is fine. Then we do move 5, and we move on to a coin. All right. And then I'm not going to bother doing the rest of the stuff. I just concede the scenario at this point. I hate this scenario, I hate this scenario, and I hate this scenario. And the stone golems really were not making it any easier. Absolutely, positively not. All right. Well, we got the chest. Like I said, that was our top priority, so at least we got it. Now we can avoid this scenario for a really long time and come back when we eventually need to, as ECO said, with the A-team. All right, let's delete all this stuff. Ooh, hold on. Just gonna cast him off into the infinite. Cast him off into the infinite void. Come on, you really can't. What? Oh, there we go. Take that. Hope he doesn't come back. Oh my God, no! We can never be rid of him. What if we go this way? No. A little bit further. A little further. A little further. Oh. There you go. Is he really going to come back? Ugh! Dumbest Orchid still taunting me. Alright. Is there any way we can just destroy him in a mean way? No, I don't think so. Whatever. I guess just being deleted without remorse in the middle of this. There we go. Yeah, cast him into Fire's Mount Doom sounds exactly like what I would like to do, given the choice. Alright, so we've got to get just a few curses out of their deck, and that's it. Into the Tinker box. That would have been the best one. You're right, ECO. If we ever fail this scenario again, that's where I'll be going. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to remind Jessica of something, because I'm going to take my eating break in a second, but we'll do... I'm sure she hasn't even prepared it. Maybe not. I'll go through this stuff. I actually imagine the food's not ready. 1 second. Be right back. Sorry. Non, c'est trop tard, ça change rien avec ma break now. Non. Je sais pas, je vais voir. Je dois manger quelque chose là et je vais voir. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't have time to cook today, so hoping that Jessica had time, but she did not, so that's okay. All right, let's gain our post-scenario stuff. Maybe we'll be doing one more scenario. We will not be repeating this scenario today. Once is enough, even though, like I said, I mean, I believe without a doubt we got very unlucky here. If we reduced the difficulty by 1, which is what we would do after losing, and then we hoped not to get so unlucky, I think we could beat it with this party, but I'm not going to tempt fate again, and I don't want to put myself through that. I don't want my entire day to be throwing my head against this scenario, which, like I said, is not a very fun one. All right, so what do we gain here? 7 experience. No money? Really? Not even. Oh yeah, we got our chest though. We'll give that a second. All right, so 7 experience. 387. Here we gain 13 experience. Not bad. And we gain 3 coins, which is 12 money. Over here we gain 1 coin and 7 experience. Man, what a painful outing. But if you can't lose, there's no. I mean, losses have to be a possibility. It's unfortunate when they're a possibility for the reasons they are in this scenario, but still. It's good to be able to lose from time to time, even if it's frustrating. All right, so what we need now is, oh yes, to grab that item. Oops, it's up here. So we gained item 29. Actually, so we copy this one here. So this is the thing we can delete. All right, item number 29, the Endurance Foot Wraps. One of my favorite items in the game. Very, very good boots for a number of classes. All right, so item 97. So we'll be spoiling that, obviously. Fair warning. Here we go. So we gain them, right? I believe. If I'm not mistaken, it's not item design because there's only one of them. Yep. All right. So if you move 4 or more hexes on your turn, perform a heal 1 self action. Really good for a number of classes who frequently move 4 or more. Scoundrel is the best non-spoiler example I can give, but there's one class in the game that these are easily the best boots for. All right, not useful at all for us, so we'll put these back over here, and we'll gain another 20 gold, which is up to 109. So now we actually have to make a decision on our enhancement, huh? Ugh. I guess not. So, like I said, for level 9, and even maybe for level 9, the best thing would be to put Dark on one of these bottoms. But this is really good for basically playing, I guess, optimal Elementalist of, again, just spamming your level 7, level 9 cards. But it's not so much fun for maybe if we ever want to try playing, a different way, which is more fun than just using Vengeance and level 9 card. So accordingly, I guess the way we can have our cake and eat it too is if we just wait and put in any element. If we put in any element, then it will still work for the level 9 combo. For Vengeance, basically, because we can still then use, Dark plus Ice. I mean, the any for Dark and then the Ice in order to do Vengeance. But then we can also do the any element plus the Ice to, use Winter's Edge and stuff like that. So it's 50% more expensive. I don't think it's actually the best. I think the best is probably just to go with the dark overall, but in the long term, for the health of this character, especially for playing it again, kind of the most reasonable way, I would say, I think it's actually quite realist. I mean, quite reasonable to just wait and do the any element. So we'll wait on that. So we still need 41 more gold. All right, so we have to decide which scenario we'll do next. Something a little bit less frustrating. Fortunately, like I said, basically every scenario we have are just things that we put off because they're frustrating. Yeah, we have this. Hey, we just did that too recently with Emrys, though. We'll wait a little bit longer on that. All right, so we can't go here. We've already done all this stuff. Don't believe we can. We can't do this one. All right, no, that's something I have to check. I'll check out on the break to make sure that I actually put those events in because I'm pretty sure I haven't. I mean, I know I haven't seen them still, which is surprising because it was a long time ago we completed that. May have missed putting in the events in. Yeah, not doing this, not doing this, not doing this. This one, terrible. Well, actually, with our party, this could be okay. No, it can't. It really can't. Our party does not deal with shielded enemies. Yeah, I guess we can do this one. Or this one. It's just all stuff with shielded enemies is the worst part. God, our party has a very real weakness. Ah, no. Okay, we could do... Oozes? What if we accidentally retire? Well, if we accidentally retire, we accidentally retire. All right, we're going to do 18. We will do scenario 18 as our last scenario for the day. So that'll be what we set up next. Like I said, I'm going to take a small break and eat and do some setup. So we'll be back in approximately 10 to 15 minutes as usual, and then we'll do scenario 18, hopefully to successful completion. So be back shortly. Thanks for sticking around. I understand if you have to take off otherwise. If you are taking off and not going to watch the second half of the stream, um, I'm not going to be doing any custom class testing this weekend because another person who wants to play with me, I'll be playing with on Sunday, and so I can't do Saturday and Sunday. It's just too much. I need at least one day where I have more free time. So the next stream after today will be on Monday again for the regular campaign. All right. Well, anyway, be back in 10 to 15.